Do it.
Welcome to Alien Theorists Theorizing, Case File 361. I'm Braden.
I'm Zell.
I'm Dan.
Oh, dude, you know what? I really tried to get this episode canceled tonight because someone in our Discord said if we canceled tonight, they were going to shove a remote up their ass, and I was like,
It's not too late.
I was like,
we
should. I was like,
Well, you didn't tell us
boys,
that.
we need to have a town hall here and discuss what's going to happen
If it's on
next.
video, we should use that for content.
You'll
Just post that on the
notice-
rails.
First off, fucking Andrew's not here, which is bullshit because, listen, we're only a few short months away from this Andrew. And let me do my impression of Andrew in 2 months. I gotta fuck. No! Sorry, huh? What?
Oh, yeah.
So we only got a good Andrew for another couple months, and he's missing episodes? Because come September, he's a fucking space cadet.
It's checked out.
Yeah. He's just groaning and moaning in the fucking background. Yeah!
There's 4 months a year where Andrew doesn't podcast, but he's here.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
yeah. He's a big contributor. I was like, dude, that guy, I was like, it's impressive to me that he can even run that, because he doesn't do monitors, right? He's a single monitor. You know what I mean?
It's just like streaming in the corner.
Oh, you know what? There's no way. I guarantee you know what? I guarantee you, Andrew's so fucking shitty with computers and so dumb I was.
Is he streaming on his phone? I thought he streams it on his phone. Yeah,
dude, 100%. He has his phone set up somewhere to watch he's like
got a little holder.
He doesn't dare open 2 windows.
No.
On his computer. He's like,
if it doesn't have an app, like, you know, like,
his computer only has like 2 programs on it, because if it crashes, he'll never podcast again.
Yeah.
He's made that really clear.
As soon as that thing goes, he's done. He's retiring. We were supposed to also have Ben Bolin on tonight, but listen, classic Ben, big timed us.
Big timed us, you know.
Last second.
Mr. iHeartMedia himself, you know, big timed us.
Yeah.
Mr. Ben Bolin for soup.
It's insane because I wanted to. I heard he was at the Boogosphere rally. Boogosphere Boogie is what I'm gonna call it from now on. Did you guys see that press conference?
No.
With fucking Greer? I was like, anytime Greer is attached to anything now, I was like, this is fucking bullshit. 100% bullshit. I don't believe it. Stephen Greer's involved. He brought scientists. Listen to this. They flew the fucking orb. These orbs that came from fucking aliens that dropped. They flew them.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about? The Colombian spheres.
The
yeah.
Booga orbs.
Booga spheres. I was like, what are you talking about?
Isn't that what they're fucking calling?
I thought you had
close enough.
Yeah. Okay.
So these things caught on video flying around Colombia.
Yeah.
They crashed. They got all the intricate markings.
Some random guy touched it and got really sick, apparently.
And then, so the team, they're like, we got to get this in the hands of the best scientists. So they fly it to fucking Mexico. I was like, first off, there's no fucking way. There's no way the best scientists are in Mexico. I was like, is this some sort of fucking all-inclusive research facility? Like, you go there, we'll study your orb, and you get 5 days, 5 nights, all-inclusive at the fucking Riviera Maya.
No, man, Mexico's full of great scientists because no one could afford the scientists in the States. So you get the budget version, you go to Puerto Vallarta, you get the budget scientists.
It's like a dental vacation.
Plenty accomplished. They're fine.
100%.
So they fucking have this big press conference, and Greer's like, this thing's, we're getting the chance to study something from another civilization or from out of this world. And I'm like, the second Greer's attached, I'm like, fucking bullshit. There's no fucking way. This guy's about to be.
Greer is the holy grail. All right.
Did he CE7 it?
Don't you sludge my boy Greer.
So then at the end of the press conference, he's like, he has like a little Twitter thing. I don't know why we follow him. I'm fucking every update I get from him.
We have to.
Mad. Greer's like, update on the Boogospheres. He's like, yo, you're never gonna believe this. After the press conference where we announced all this crazy stuff with the spheres, none of which are at all been studied yet. They're just speculating, like, maybe it does this. Maybe it sends and receives signals. Sure. I was like, there was one guy at the press conference who was like, it looks like some of the marks are from like a permanent marker. And they're like, woo. So he's like, fake Mexican police tried to abduct the orbs. They broke into the vault in which we're hiding them, and they almost got away with it. And I was like, almost with what? If it wasn't for you and those pesky kids? Like, who the fuck is stopping fake Mexican police from stealing this fucking make-believe orb? Greer? I was like,
wait, where was they having the conference? I missed
Mexico.
This. Oh, in Mexico. And Ben was there? Ben Bolin got to go?
No, I just assumed he was there because
assumed he was.
They said it's all the who's who. So I just imagine he'd
be up there.
In my mind, I'm imagining that he was just probably in the back, just off camera.
Yeah. He probably was.
About to ask a question.
Yeah.
So I was gonna ask his opinion on that, but big time this.
That's okay.
He probably knew.
Maybe we'll get him next week if he's not too busy.
Yeah.
Fake Mexican police tried to steal the orb.
It's insane, and it was insane. I was like, how? I was like, logistically, this thing
Can't wait.
There's no security on this thing.
I can't wait till someone publishes the Boogosphere saga. Like, I can't wait to eventually everybody rounds all this stuff up into one
did anyone
cohesive
try and
narrative.
Cut the spheres with a cake knife.
They are like, and this happened like this. We're talking like hours ago. Like, this is, as of this recording, this is breaking news.
Right. That's why. This is why we follow him on Twitter.
This is why
you follow him on Twitter. Yeah. So
but I was saying to someone,
updates.
One of Jamie's friends was asking me about some alien stuff, and I said, honestly, I was like, she mentioned this thing, and then mentioned Greer, and I was like, honestly, we need some fucking new faces, because all of these fucking guys in this alien sphere, I was like, if you're just glancing Twitter and you see Dr. Greer and this and that, it may seem, but if you're like us and you've talked about this stuff and research, you're like, these guys are all out of their goddamn minds. Every single fucking one of them. I was like, Lou Elizondo.
No, we just don't get it.
This guy, Travis Taylor.
You don't get it.
I was like, they're out of their goddamn minds.
We were not deep enough in.
We need some new. You know what we need? We need some new bodybuilders to come back into and take over, right? Some young
new faces.
Young
Yeah, I guess Elizondo's been around since what, like 2019? Like,
yeah, it's time.
2020?
It's time for some fresh faces.
Greer's been around before that.
No, the A-Tip program was like in the late 2000s, so he's part of it. It just came out in 2017.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But but when it came out, like, so he's been around since at least 2018. Greer was before that. Right?
Greer was before. Greer was like before 9/11. He had that like disclosure panel, and then 9/11 happened, and he's like, that's what buried the truth.
Right, and he had the document. Yeah. He said
ever the opportunist.
Couple documentaries.
And
Corbell, and then it's Corbell and
Corbell. Fuck yeah.
Corbell,
honestly, even
and
George
Knapp.
Even Knapp at this point.
Well, Knapp is having a resurgence now. Knapp's
after
been around
seeing
for
the state of his fucking
years.
organization skills, like I said, we need some fresh research.
George Knapp's been around since like Skinwalker Ranch.
George Knapp is like a microcosm of the entire UFO research community. So scrambled that the truth is in his notes, but he can't find it.
Maybe he's gotten better at taking notes.
I mean,
maybe Corbell was like, hey, you need to get your shit together, and then we can.
Hey, I don't mind Corbell though. I like the documentaries at least. They just never tell us anything at the end.
Yeah, they don't do anything.
When is someone telling us something?
We're gonna see this never before seen footage. You're like, wait a minute, I've seen this before.
What happened now?
Oh, am I still good?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I just got a white screen for a second. I'm like, oh.
Get that computer. Get it ordered up.
Yeah. We just need some fresh blood. I mean, Cena's retiring. Think he crossed back over? Nah, he's too big. We need some like mid-level guys that have a little get in on it. Have you guys seen that? Hold on. Have you? This is off topic. We're supposed to be talking about DMT.
We always start off topic now.
But have you guys heard about this fucking guy who's
haven't heard of him.
Streaming from the dark web?
Streaming from the dark web.
Okay. So this fucking guy,
the web, he's not on the dark web.
Yeah, no, dark web. There's this guy. I think his name's Shiloh or something, and he's actually in the WWE, but he's like a prospect, so he's in their performance center stuff. He has like a series of YouTube videos and Twitter that's been going viral this week. I thought it was interesting. He goes on his dark web page, and all it's like a boot store, and you can buy boots, and the boots are named like Jonathan, Dale, right? And he's looking at his pair of cowboy boots.
In the heels of those boots?
Well, he's like, well, what is this boot? Like, it kind of looks like there might be like these boots are dirty, and he's like, it's kind of creepy. So he orders a pair of boots, and he streams it, and then he streams the boots come. And people are like, buy whatever the Luminol or whatever that you can spray on the boots to see if there's blood on the boots. So he goes, okay. So he does that, sprays the boots when they come. The boots light up like the 4th of July, just covered in blood.
So he has a black
in the
light
boots with
the Luminol, and then you can.
Yeah. Does Luminol specifically do blood, or does it do other stuff too?
Or semen? I don't know. That boots are covered.
It's probably any.
I've watched CSI.
That stuff of substance that's not water.
Yeah. Probably. So in the boot is a VHS tape.
A whole VHS tape.
A whole VHS.
In the boot.
It's a cowboy boot. Right?
So it's like
cowboy.
Oh, you mean like in the top?
Yeah, it wasn't hidden. I just kind of told the story out of order.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So he has this VHS. He's like, I don't have a VHS player. So he's like, I'll fucking get it. Right? And so he gets a VHS player, and then they're like, he's fucking around with trying to get it to work, can't get it to work. Finally gets the VHS to work, and it's like this weird fucking creepy version. He can't show it all because some of it is fucking
snuff film stuff,
right? And then in it, someone's splicing a recording of like saying his name. So he's like, "Whoa, this is fucking creepy."
Interesting.
So then he goes fucking. Someone's like,
what is it?
Like,
7 days.
Yeah. Someone's like, you should check the boot. So he looking at the boot, and he kind of
Shake
finds like
my
a loose
boot.
spot in the heel of the cowboy boot, cuts
Sure.
it open. There's a fucking tracking device,
Okay.
right? So then with his chat, he kind of figures out that this thing must have a SIM card. So they pull the SIM card out. They buy a burner phone. He puts the SIM card in the burner phone, finds out where the fucking, like where it's from, and then calls the number that's associated to it. And there's a voicemail, and he's streaming it. So the voicemail plays once, and he leaves a message. Then when he calls back, he's like, "What a fucking idiot! This guy never changed the voicemail on this fucking like he would 100% get busted." And then when he called it back, they had changed the voicemail. So he's like, whoever this is fucking watching. They're watching what I'm doing because there's no other way. I just thought it was like the most fascinating. I've been glued to it. And I'm like, whether or not this guy's bought Dead Man's Boots or not. It's just fucking fascinating that there's this like whole seedy underworld world where you can either buy bloody boots or semen covered boots and someone's tracking your location. You guys, I don't
Dark
even
web
know how
is
to
a weird
get,
place.
How do you
It's a
get on
wild
the, first
place.
off, how do you get on the dark web?
Who fucking knows?
You guys know? Alec Dan.
Yeah.
Like
Dan
you're probably
knows.
the only
You
one.
can. It's
Dan's
like, yeah.
I'm not talking about this. Like, how do you do it?
I'm-
Like, if I was on computer right now, what do I do? Google dark web?
I can't remember how to do it. It's like
Well, here we go. How to get on the dark web.
Well, it's like you can Google it. Like it's not hard. Like you can just get on there. It was usually download like the Onion. Was it the Tor browser? Like the Tor browser, and then it's a specific type of
Because
browser
the web,
for
I
that
mean,
kind
so
of
it's,
stuff.
the web's hosted somewhere. So does the dark web just have like a secret?
It's not like secret. It's like you can get to it.
Yeah,
like
but,
it's
Is there like
the
a
web
Google
has,
dark
is
web
just full of
Google?
servers. Everything you search is on a server somewhere. So like, what's the dark web doing? I don't know.
I can't remember.
I have no idea.
I just remember from my cybersecurity stuff that was like if you wanted to, like you get the Tor browser, which is like the Onion router or whatever, the type of whatever. It has a bunch of IPs and stuff like that, IP addresses and stuff that you can
like
connect to, and then
the dark web's just
go
like
through that.
surfing on a VPN.
Pretty much, like I mean, if you connect to the dark web, you want to be going through a VPN.
People are fishing for passwords on there, right?
So
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
but definitely like that's something you want to do. Like if you want to get on the dark web, like basically it's you need the Onion, the Tor browser, and then VPN, and then you can do it and just Google it. It's not too hard. I think I remember I read something people were like talking about it the other day, and they're like, yeah, it used to be a lot more interesting years ago before everybody found out about it, but now it's like it's not that
Now
great.
it's
Or
like
no,
it's
back when the
just a-
Silk Road
Just a clinky
existed.
version of the web now, a clunky version
Yeah.
of the web.
Back when the Silk Road was a thing, like that's what people said.
It is.
was like,
It is strange that there's this like seedy underbelly to like something that we all use, that's strictly used for like nefarious purposes, and there's people like there's like people lurking on there to like cause you harm, and
Somebody's
it's
going through
weird.
the effort to get VHS tapes, record stuff on VHS tapes, and put them in cowboy boots,
Slice
Yeah.
them with your name on it, or name in
Yeah.
it.
and put tracking devices in the boots. Like that
Yeah,
takes
that's-
effort. You got to take the heel out. You got to hollow out the heel and put in a tracking
Reglue
device.
it.
That takes a whole.
Yeah.
That's like a day's worth of work.
Case file 362, live exploration of the dark web.
Braden buys semen-covered boots.
Yeah. But if you were going to buy DMT, which I imagine is a hard drug to buy, dark web's where you would buy it. The thing with DMT for me is like, especially when people have, I've talked to people who've done it and stuff. It's like a lot of the times people are like, oh yeah, you get a broken light bulb and heat it up in the light bulb. And I'm like, oh dude, the second you're telling, is there not a better way to do it?
There is better
like
ways.
Nothing.
You can buy
Yeah.
DMT vapes. Like someone made
Oh,
a
really?
Yeah.
vape and you can buy DMT.
What?
Because I was reading, it's you can the two principal ways that people do it is like they either smoke it, like they can vape it, like they can do it like that, but that doesn't last as long as you can consume it.
Well,
like you
let's get
consume
into
it if you pair. Yeah.
Let's get into it. DMT. Like, so
Dimethyltryptamine.
dimethyltryptamine, or sometimes N-dimethyltryptamine.
Yeah.
Is a tryptamine alkaloid, structurally similar to other chemicals like serotonin, melatonin, other brain function chemicals. If you want to get real, it's C12H16N2 if you're a chemistry buff. You can
Biochem.
start cooking your own, I guess. You can figure out how to get that all joined together.
Yeah, if you put all those molecules together.
Dude, DMT is one of those chemicals that's found in like dozens of plant species. traces. It's been found traces in the human body, like sometimes in the lungs and other places.
Which, like, trace amounts, I feel like you can find trace amounts of anything anywhere. I feel like sometimes.
Sure, but it is.
Yeah,
and the reason it's only trace amounts probably right now because during rat studies they found. So go the theories. I don't know how reliable, but during like a moment of death when they extract DMT from the pineal glands of rats, that's when it is formed. They say. So it hasn't been documented in humans because you'd have to have the brain open. Kill someone and then measure the release of this chemical into the bloodstream, and they say it's pretty much it's an hallucinogen. It's similar to like psilocybin. So it just will alter your reality, and then the theory goes of it is because it's so heavily guarded, like as far as any other drug. Even Schedule 1, some of them have trials, and psilocybin and like ecstasy, MDMA. There's like trials, even though they're illegal. But DMT has had very few trials over the years, and they say it's because it perhaps unlocks your ability to access other dimensions.
Well, the interesting thing with first off, even thinking about hallucinogenics, a weird thing that happens that a lot of people experience is like very similar experiences. And to me, that's a weird thing because you think that everyone would experience, like, their experience would be unique, but you have people claim to see the same things. And I mean, there's even those guys. I fucking can't remember what they're called, but they do the code. Have you guys seen that? I think we talked about it briefly before.
The code.
Yeah, so if you set up two lasers against the wall in a cross formation, and then do DMT, and then you sit at the edge of the lasers and look down the laser sight, it's a repeatable. These guys are doing like their own fucking drug research. It's a repeatable study where you can lean in, and every single people says they start to see code, like coding,
like matrix
every
code?
single matrix coding when they're looking down the laser. Every single people that does it. And it's such a weird thing that they're like, how is that every single person that's doing it? And it's not like there's one person that's like, nah, it's everyone. Everyone's like, holy shit, I see the codes.
Crazy.
Right? And even they're doing a blind study. They have people doing it, like blind, going in and just getting them to do it, and then describing what they see, and they describe seeing the code. Doing this very like laser study. You can look up. There's a documentary on it. I can't remember what the fuck it's called.
Well, the big thing about DMT is it's all about Rick Strassman and the spirit molecules, what they call it. But let's get to that in a second here. Let's keep going through what DMT is, because we talked about, Dan briefly said you can smoke it, right, in a free base form,
right?
Crystalline DMT, it's called. So you're smoking crack, you're smoking DMT, similar, different outcomes, But you can also,
it's been around for you can brew it around. But it's a central component in ayahuasca brews.
Yeah, so
right? They've been used for thousands of years.
Amazonian or Central America, they do all these like shaman retreats. It's like become like shaman tourism. So pretty much you have to get these special plants, and then you have to like boil it and combine it with an MAOI and like inhibitor, which makes, because if you just eat a plant containing DMT, your body just naturally gets rid of it. There's no effect.
Or it doesn't have time to absorb it. I guess like it needs time
it needs
to
a time release inhibitor. They call it, right? That's the MAOI inhibitor. So you can take that and then you drink the.
What is like a Pepto-Bismol?
Probably. And then that's like a slow release, so it's going to last like 4-6 hours at peak, and then people say like 10, 12, 14 hours it's still going on. And then some people who go to these like shaman retreats, they'll do like sessions in a row. Like start small, and then the shaman's like, I'm going to show you God, and then they just fuck you up.
That scares me as someone who's tried hallucinogenics. To have like that long of a trip would be phenomenal if you're having a good time.
It's true.
If you're having a fucking,
you're trapped in the wrong dimensions.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Or like the old fucking anxiety dimension. That's a long time. And you do hear stories, if you've looked, about people doing these ayahuasca retreats and fucking having a negative reaction and passing away. And my thing is like, dude, the stress, I couldn't imagine the stress of having a bad trip and you're just like, this isn't ending.
Like,
you know what I mean?
How long has it been? 10 minutes.
An hour. Yeah. An hour. You got
have
13
a day,
to go.
You have a whole day left, all right? So buckle
right,
up.
you're having a bad time. And and the problem with a drug like DMT, and again, I'm very curious, but I've never done it.
Neither
Is
have I.
it doesn't sound like, if you do magic mushrooms, you're still lucid. Like, I could still talk to both of you, and like, you guys could be like, you're fine, it's okay. From what I've heard of DMT, I don't think we can have those conversations. I don't think I'm present in this realm.
It is.
As soon
It's
as I take it.
considered the most potent, naturally occurring psychedelic by a wide margin.
Because, like, just little segue, I watched Zell do fucking salvia, and that lasted 45 seconds, and I've never seen fear in a man's eyes. It scared me straight. I was like, I'm not doing that. It was so scary for me.
It was
to
insane,
watch him.
actually. That was an
to
insane
watch
drug,
him.
no doubt.
Yeah, to watch him like in just like an utter fear of what's happening, and just being like, oh, and then it ended so quickly, and him hugging me and being like, please tell me this is real. It's
Dude,
over, right? Please.
I've told it
Please
somewhere.
tell me.
I've told it somewhere, but I did that before I did any other hallucinogen, because you used to be able to buy it at like
at the garden center,
at the smoke shop. Like, you could go buy like a bong. You couldn't buy weed at the shop, but you could buy salvia. Like, it's just like a little powdered packet. Open it up, put it in a bong, and smoke it. So we were smoking weed, take a few big puffs, and then we're like, Nick. I think wasn't it Nick Piscuzzo had it?
I think so.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, we're all gonna smoke this. So he puts it in, and I take a huge bong rip like I'm just smoking weed, but it was a pack full of salvia, and instantly, my body was transported out of my physical body. I was looking down at myself. The whole world turned to claymation. I felt like I lived for a day. Nothing felt real. I felt like I was gone out of my body. I'm never gonna get back in. And that's where the terror comes in. And then, like, I don't even remember being scared. I just remember, like, the aftermath, thinking back of, like, what the fuck just happened? I was on the ground, and I think Mr. Conspiracy was stepping on my hood.
Dude, he wasn't stepping. He had it pinned with a finger.
That's what I mean. I thought I was either
And
stepping
you were
on
like,
it lightly or pinned it, and I felt like I was trapped to the ground.
Dude, you were like
So
a turtle on its
crazy,
back. Dude, I was like, let him go. Let him go.
It lasted a minute, and that was like the first psychedelic I ever did, which was.
It was.
There you go. So
honestly,
be careful.
it scared me so much. I never. They're like, you're next. I was like, no,
Nope.
no, I'm not. Did you just see him? I was like, I'm not doing that. Now imagine that for 14 hours. You know what I mean? Like, if you had that kind of panic, like, that would probably do some damage to your physical fucking body.
Well, what
if you kind of had that kind of stress?
From reading and listening on podcasts, people have done it. The ayahuasca journey is not as profound psychedelically, like visually. It's more spiritual. You're guided through it. You have like a person who's not on it, and they like guide you through it. But if you smoke it, you get like that same. I guess I've only talked to one person who's done it, and he's done it a lot. And he smokes it. He has this little like vaporizer pen that comes in. He buys it from fucking dark web, I guess. I don't know where. Smokes it, and he just like leans back on the couch, has a 5-10 minute like journey through the universe and other dimensions, sometimes living for 100 years, he says. And then he comes back, and in 5 minutes he forgets it all. So as soon as like he comes out of the trip, he tries to explain it, whoever's there, and then by the time he's done explaining it, he forgot what he was explaining.
That's an interesting concept. Dan, have you done hallucinogenics at all?
No.
So one thing I'll say,
Allegedly,
like,
no.
done,
Dan works a very secretive job. He can't tell us.
having done
most of the time,
Dan goes
I'm
to
subject to
Thailand for
drug
one
tests.
reason, and that's to do mushroom shakes on the river, right?
Yeah. Dude, it actually blows my mind that you've been to Southeast Asia as much as you have, and you've never been accidentally
dosed
with mushrooms, because that happened to me and Zell.
Oh yeah, big time.
But with shrooms, like, I get that fleeting. I'm gonna call it fleeting knowledge, because sometimes on high doses of mushrooms, I've had profound realizations and made connections. And then like the second you have that eureka moment, you were like, oh my God, it all makes sense. And you're like, oh, I need to explain this or write this down. You're instantly losing the information. Like it's a weird, anyone who's done it probably has that experience.
You have ego dissolving moments where you're like, all right, this is the key to my life. I have to remember this. And then as you take 4 more steps, you're like, what did I have to remember again? And then it comes back, and then it comes back again later in the journey, but a little bit different, like 4 or 5 times sometimes. And usually when you do it with people, you all kind of have a similar experience. Like
Yeah, you have a
journeying
joint
together.
I wonder if you smoked DMT together, if you would have. But it kind of sounds like it's a couch potato hallucinogenic, where you just lean back, your mind leads, your body
Extremely out of body visual, from what I read.
So the interesting thing for me is now, if you're smoking it like that, you're sitting back, like having a trip that feels like you're like, I lived a full life, and then you come back and it's only been 10 minutes.
Like people say they have like had a family, a different body. They had a family and they had kids, and they had like they fucking journeyed in a different universe, and then they had lived a whole life, and they come back and they miss it. Like, fuck, that was a great life I had there.
Oh, the depression though when you came back of like seeking that, you're like, how do I get back?
Well, I mean, but that's what it is. It's they say it's the safest drug because your body just naturally just gets rid of it. There's no lingering effects. And we'll get to a little bit, like from the Rick Strassman experiments, everyone who did it multiple times, like no one had. It's not like you can tell, like, you ever met a guy and you can just tell he did way too much acid.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like those like lab-made hallucinogens, you take way too much, you don't come fully back. You know, like you just don't. The brain doesn't return to normal.
There was I knew a guy who had a bunch that like he had it in his pocket and got wet.
Oh, absorbed through the skin.
Yeah, and he's like, you're like, oh yeah, yeah. I don't even know if you had to tell me that happened to you.
Like it's so there is like some super, like obviously that's lab grown, that's not natural, but they can make them so potent on like one piece of paper, like 20 doses on one piece of paper, when normally one little strip of like an acid tab will be enough to have like you had fun. But people will put like 40 tabs on one tab, and like that's it, game over. Where it seems like DMT, because it seems to be naturally occurring in the body to some degree, or you naturally absorb it, get rid of it, whatever. It doesn't have that like lingering effect. Having said that, and to protect our own butts, it is still a Schedule 1 drug. And all these are just experiences we've heard about. We've not done it ourselves, and we don't condone.
I'm telling you right now,
DMT from the dark web.
I'm telling you right now, though, like legit, everyone listening, I'm so curious about it. I don't think I can go my whole life without not trying it once.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, like, dude, I'm like one time.
If I knew for a fact that what I'm about to smoke was really DMT. That's my one concern.
With no like crack cocaine.
Just like the guy's got he's got fentanyl.
Just order a cowboy boot full from the dark web.
If I could like watch a guy make it and I knew exactly, I would be like, all right, I'm in.
All right, just fly down to the Amazon. Just
No, the thing is, I don't want to do the ayahuasca. I want the short experience.
I want the short experience too.
The express.
Because
I'm an instant gratification guy.
Well, the ayahuasca tea like that though, people get like severe, like cramps and bloating, and they throw up, and sometimes they puke blood. Like it's not necessarily a good experience for a lot of people. Because you're making the body absorb something it normally wouldn't by combining this like inhibitor and like drink this gross ass tea and then go on a journey for 10 hours.
Yeah, it's too long.
Like,
I don't got that kind of time.
You know what? If I want,
nobody's got that time.
If I want to go,
we barely cobbled together like 2 hours of the podcast.
Exactly.
Like I only got time for a full day trip.
If I want to go on a journey,
I got kids.
There's a lot of companies now in BC that you can buy a healthy dose of psilocybin in a little cap. And you know exactly what you're getting, and you can have fun for 2 hours, and that's fine. You know what you're getting into. They're still gray area
it's
legal,
funny?
but
Someone sent me them forever. I've had these fucking
they
full
rule. Actually, they
two
rule.
package of microdosing shrooms.
If you
that you're supposed to like you use them every day, and then like they're like such small thing, they're like 200 milligrams or whatever, like nothing crazy, and you take them every day to help for cognitive benefits. That's what I got sent, and I was supposed to do.
nah,
Do you think that's how I used them?
absolutely.
I ate like 10 on like a Saturday night. I was like, yeah.
Well, if one is good for cognitive benefits,
the-
10 should be even more.
The
Well,
microdosing stuff is funny. It's like you just take a little bit of acid every day, you'll be good. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just enough. Like that was like the Nitro Circus guys. A lot of them were like microdosing when they're doing those insane stunts because it just like freed them of fear.
Yeah, just be like, yeah. Be like, I'm not scared of this. I'm like, maybe you should be scared.
Should I just jump out of a plane without a parachute and hopefully people catch me? Yep, here we go.
But on the topic of like people having experiences of like having different families and going to different dimensions, and like to me, I'm interested in like if that's such a visceral like real experience, like what's to say that it wasn't? You know what I mean? Based on what we know about different universe stuff, like could that have been a real experience, like whether they inhibited someone else somewhere else some other time, and just joyrided right for a lifetime, or are they going to some different plane of existence where it would seem to me like a more of a one consciousness thing, like a akashic record, where it's like we're all connected to what consciousness. It is a single stream, and like we're all different like streams from this river of consciousness, and that you're just kind of retacking into it when you do this. So it's like you were popping into another stream, but it's consciousness is, we're all the same. It's this river of consciousness, but we all think of ourselves as individuals, but we're really not. Like that's kind of where I think of it when I hear stories like that. Where then it's more easily for you to just slip into somewhere else.
Well, so I'll get to him briefly. Maybe we'll come back to him again. But like Terence McKenna, he was the head of that thinking, right? He was kind of like an intersecting like researcher of science and psychedelics, transhumanism, and like spirituality and like a bunch of stuff.
People call him a psychonaut, which is a cool name.
That's a great name. But pretty much his core belief was that like substances like DMT and like psilocybin, they pretty much allowed access, like you're saying, to like different dimensions. That he really, really believed that, like hidden layers of consciousness. So I mean, and that's what's kind of led to like this modern like resurgence of ayahuasca. Like the Terence McKenna, like he's the pioneer of like, all right, the powers that be, unlike other Schedule I drugs that have some research, this one's like very little research because it connects you to a global or interdimensional consciousness, the akashic field, some say, right? Like you're one consciousness. We're separated individually, but taking a drug like this changes your brain chemistry or whatever it is to be able to access this like field of consciousness.
Right. And allows you to communicate with what he dubbed the term, or he originated the term machine elves, right?
Elves,
or
yeah.
DMT elves, right?
Machine elves are like self-transforming machine-like entities, I think he called them. So some people see, and it's a repeating pattern where people see these either like little like machine elves, they're kind of like psychedelic elves, or other like machine-like creatures like that, kind of like kaleidoscope creatures, and they seem to be intelligent, and some people say they communicate with them and they give them all these secrets to the universe. Some people call them like that's God, these like creatures. It's not a God, it's like the God, like the God that all religions are based around. Every religion is just based around originally people doing psychedelics, seeing these things, writing stories about them, and then through generations passed down through oral tradition, then written tradition, and they get their own names, and like that's the whole like origin of a lot of religions. Some people say,
and the depiction of them, like if you look it up, and again, a lot of people why isn't this working? A lot of people say that like you can't actually describe it because it's everything's moving, and it's like this is the best way, but they see these like these vivid shapes and then these beings come out of these shapes and like
very kaleidoscope, right? Like very
Yes.
fractal almost.
yes, and that's what they say. But it's like it's a shared experience. It's not one person seeing machine elves. It's like it's so many depictions of them that it makes you curious as to why does everyone see these same things. It's very interesting. Like is there some other beings that work at at some level of keeping everything afloat, and is that what these things are?
Yeah, that's the cool thing. Like he's quoted as saying like the DMT experience is more real than reality. Like some people who come back from a DMT trip say like what I experienced on this trip seems more real than just waking up in this reality, which is like such a profound thing. Just strictly brain chemistry or not, like just be able to wake up from doing this drug and being like, that was more real than my whole life. Like it's fucking crazy.
I've been living a lie.
It's all a lie, man.
To me, it seems like it'd be an experience that's unfiltered from physical experience. It's something that's to some extent probably like self-contained, like or contained all within, concentrated in your mind. Where it's like where you're kind of, you could say maybe hindered, or like you're behind the physical sense normally, right? Like you have your skin, your touch sense, your five senses, like that's what you get and that's what you filter the world through. But if you have an experience like this where something that unchains your mind to absorb all of that information at once, or how your mind maybe kind of processes things like in a type of organizational manner or whatever, but if you have something that kind of either disturbs that or unlocks that, and like you process all that information at once, it's like it's all unfiltered, so it all would be technically kind of more real because it's unfiltered, it's undiluted, it's all at once. Something like that.
Dan, that's exactly it, because they have done like, what do they call them? I got a note on this somewhere. fMRI and EEG studies on scanning people's brains on DMT. And what happens is they call it the default mode network, which is the areas of the brain associated with like ego, self-concept, and like narrative. Those all light up, as well as the sensory and emotional regions, and that explains like the intense visuals and emotions. Because say you got like normally you got like whatever 1,000 pathways firing at once, but you go on this DMT and it's just like million. You have like everything's connected now that normally it's not, because this chemical gets in there and opens up all the neural pathways at once. So
because that's what they say about
dimension.
Right, and that's kind of like the stuff they say with like psilocybin, whatever. It's
Very
like
similar, yeah.
Your brain has formed, what is it, like heuristics or whatever, where your brain has formed pathways that it's like it uses these, and some they say like this. These are some of the benefits of like
trauma
hallucinogenics with trauma and stuff, where it's like those pathways have been blocked because of trauma or whatever, and then some of these will reopen or start processing again.
Your body has like naturally closed off certain pathways in the brain to deal with whatever trauma you experienced or PTSD, and doing like psilocybin magic mushrooms, let's call it,
or even like just like your pre-generated like conceptions of stuff, like people who have taken hallucinogens, and they like before they were I read one study where they were like they took pronounced racists, and they took that and then they realized like, hey, wait, no, we're all people.
Dude,
it doesn't.
I love the Jews.
Dude, if 100%, if you took the biggest KKK guy, like what do they call him, the Grand Master of fucking wizard or
dragon
whatever.
wizard guy,
dragon wizard guy, the guy at the top with the most hate, the worst guy.
Does he have the most hate in his heart, or is he just the figurehead of hate? Right,
whatever it is. Let's take that guy, and then you take a guy he hates, a guy from Africa, hates him for whatever reason, color of his skin, no reason. You gave them both mushrooms. on that trip, there's no hate. Zero. Like within 20 minutes of taking it, that guy's it may not cure his hate, but during the
These
trip,
are the studies. These are the studies we need to fucking do. We need to get. We need to get a Grand Dragon, and we need to get one of those fucking. One of those. Remember those guys that wouldn't give you a Bible in L.A. because you're white?
I was white. Yeah, the Black Israelites. That's what
Black
they were.
Israelites.
Yeah, yeah.
We need to get one of those guys, like two ends of the spectrum, right? And then put them together, secretly dose them, and then see if they're
Dude,
both
I
racist.
I
during the
just
trip.
guarantee they'll be friends on that trip.
Here's my worry though, because a lot of the trip, especially with mushrooms, when you're going in, it's all the mindset going in,
It can be, definitely.
right? So if you're like, fuck this guy, going into it, you know what I mean?
Well,
And
there's
then you're
different
like, he's
doses,
gonna
though,
get
right?
me. Yeah, I guess so.
Like if you go in with a bad mindset and you take, let's say, 5 grams of dried mushrooms, unmeasured psilocybin, right? Because
Yeah.
not all mushrooms are the same. Some are super potent and some are not. You can have 3 or 5 grams and not
Yeah,
feel much, or you could have 3 grams and
Yeah,
be
you
to
gotta-
the
you gotta-
fucking moon.
Everyone knows you got to split up those caps.
Caps, right?
You split up the caps.
But if you give like a lower dose, enough to just like rewire the brain a little bit, those like preconceived notions I think would dissolve in that time. Not necessarily when like the trip is over or you're gonna change someone completely. But during that trip, like right now, we know we got to get what's the fucking Ayatollah leader, the fucking Iran guy.
Khamenei.
We got to get Trump in there. We got to get fucking Netanyahu. We got to go get all drugged up. Be like, listen, boys, what are we doing?
I thought didn't they just fucking announce a peace deal already? Ceasefire? They're like, everyone, it's all
just
good
wait
now.
till tomorrow. Someone's getting bombed tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well,
If all
Iran,
goes
like-
according to plan.
That's what I
Iran,
mean. You
like,
get those
bombed-
guys in the fucking room, and everyone does a little mushrooms.
that's my favorite thing about that whole thing. They fucking first off, insane. Fucking they
insane.
fly. How long did 32 hours they were in the air undetected?
Oh, like the
The States, the B-2 bombers.
B-2
Oh, yeah.
bomber, which is by
Insane.
far the closest thing to a UFO that
Dude,
exists.
insane. Every single person, every single like opposing country was like, "Oh shit! Oh no!"
Well, no one knew they were up there.
Yeah, precision strike, and then Iran was like, "That's fucking it. We've had it. And they attacked a base and shot like 15 missiles at a base, a U.S. base in like Iraq or something,
Qatar.
and like
Qatar,
and then 14 of 15 were shot down, and they let one fly that wasn't even close. And Trump's like, they got it out of their system. They're like, no more. All right, now we're tit for tat. I was like, tit for tat. We fucking, you guys strategically fucking blew their nuclear facilities apart,
Get 'em-
and they
get
fired
'em in a room
15
with some-
misses. Tit
some
for
mushrooms,
tat,
man. That's what you gotta do. That's what I mean. These fucking old men who know each other for years, dragging the young men to kill each other that don't know each other. It's
Oh,
fucking,
dude.
it's a dumb thing.
Here,
Then-
I think they should go up in fucking with Spaceos and Blue Origin, do shrooms in Blue
shrooms
Origin
in space,
while
yeah.
looking at the Earth.
Didn't you see Katy Perry went up there for 5 seconds and she was
she
it was
changed.
profound.
Yeah, she changed, dude. She changed.
That's
She's
a different
like, you
case
know
file,
what?
but that fucking shuttle didn't go into space, man.
There's no
the thing
fucking
back.
way.
Is
came
it just
back
like
clean.
lower? It like yeah.
Came back crystal clean.
Oh.
No burn marks, no reentry, no nothing.
Didn't even
It
go
did-
that far. Do you go
it
that
didn't go-
far
it
to
didn't
like
go
get
to space.
reentry? Like,
No, fuck
does
no.
Blue Origin
Dude,
go that high?
that guy who jumped out of
I
that
don't think
fucking
so.
Baumgartner was
Baumgartner
higher.
was
than they
higher,
fucking
maybe.
went.
Yeah.
I think does it go higher than those? What is
No,
it?
I
Like
think
those high altitude balloons? Like, does it go higher than that?
Well, they
Like
said they went to space, the edge of space.
the edge of space. So what?
Anyways,
like
that's a
troposphere or
different
some
thing.
shit?
We're off tangent here, but get these people some fucking mushrooms so they stop bombing each other because it's dumb. All right, that's what I'm saying. Like it's going to dissolve the ego and rewire your brain. Still illegal for whatever reason.
But why? Like what's? I wonder what the
Money probably.
Yeah.
Some money.
money.
thing.
Like why? Because that's always been my kind of interest in why they ban and make drugs illegal, and they're just like they take hard stances on drugs. Because one, to me, I'm like it drives a lot of people to them because they're like, why?
What's up
You
with
know,
this? What's up
I'm
with this one?
interested. And listen, there's some for sure. Like we all get it. We all see what fentanyl does. Like, I'm good. I don't need to try that. I don't need to smoke fentanyl.
So, I mean,
I see-
fentanyl is not a Schedule 1 drug dose. Fentanyl
Yeah,
is
which is
used
crazy.
daily in hospitals worldwide.
Yeah.
Like it's a
But,
very powerful drug for the right circumstance.
But like even that, like like cocaine and stuff. But like weed was legal. Weed was illegal for a long time here, and it's like, what was the purpose? What was the purpose of that? Right? Other than fucking
Cigarette companies probably.
big
Cigarette
paper,
company-
big-
well, I
yeah,
know
big paper, it was big
partially
paper. Big
in the
paper
United
button.
States, part of it was
Reefer Madness.
part of it
man.
was part of it was racism because it was a lot of the in the Southwest, like there was a lot of Mexicans like made a lot of Central Americans like made their money like selling hemp and hemp
Isn't that
products
what
and
marijuana
whatever.
traditionally is? It's like a wild tobacco. It's not even cannabis at all.
Yeah, but they can use it, but like and then for like hemp products and stuff, like they would make money off that, and so they went ahead and like outlawed it. And
I always thought it was big paper pushing to get hemp.
Well,
banned.
that's the Jerry was it
Part of it,
Jerry
yeah.
Ansler or whatever, the newspaper
Yeah.
mogul.
yeah.
He fucking he started those campaigns to squash it, and then like if
There's the same thing with opium in the West, like in California and stuff like that. Early days, like because a lot of those places where opium was sold and like you could consume it were run by Chinese, like they were run by Chinese
I
or
would love
Asians
to
coming
know.
over.
I would love to know if we did opium in the jungle that one time.
we definitely we did something.
It was black because part of me, I've looked it up. I was like, was it black tar heroin? What did we smoke? I don't know. I have no
Heroin
idea.
Was it
is
heroin?
opium, dude?
Right? Is it?
It's
Like, I
all the
don't
same.
know.
They're all the same. Opium is like all those.
The guy was
drugs.
called Dr.
Oh.
Feelgood. I thought he was good. He was a doctor.
Feel good.
I mean, I
has a
felt
PhD,
great. I felt great doing it.
right?
Yeah, it was awesome.
I-
Dude, it was so chill. I had the most vivid dreams of all time.
I
It was
didn't wake
insane.
up in the morning going like, I need to do that again. It wasn't something I was.
Also, you were fucking punching the mattresses on either side of
Well,
your body.
I was
that
having
everyone
I was having
everyone
a
had to give you a
wildly
7.
vivid dream about me running through the jungle.
Everyone had to give you a 7-foot berth because you were fucking flailing your face.
That's what I mean. It completely it rewired my brain. So when I went into REM sleep, I wasn't paralyzed and I was just doing whatever I fucking wanted. I'm surprised I didn't stand up and just run away.
Yeah, it's I've always been kind of curious because I was like, that was pretty vivid. I didn't feel I felt chill in the moment, but when I went to bed, I was like, whoa, I was gone. My trip wasn't as cool though. I kept leaving and just going into the jungle and then getting lost and going and then waking up in the tent
Dude, when
and going, why would I do that? And then I get up immediately and then I'd walk back out in the jungle, get lost again. I go and then it just repeated like 8 times.
that one for me is like that one when I first smoked whatever we smoked, it felt like just smoking weed at first. Just like got relaxed.
Yeah,
it
it's
was
chill.
nice.
You know what? I'm gonna describe it to everyone. We
Sure.
smoked it out of a wooden pipe, and it was like this black, like
Heroin.
like goo, like a mole, like the guy kind of
This is opium. Yeah, he
almost like
smashed it
Play-Doh,
up
like
and,
like Play-Doh, like kind of like consistency. Like it was weird. And then I was like, whoa. I was like, I thought we were gonna smoke weed when he said Dr. Feelgood, and then we went in there. I was like, I don't think that's weed. But we were already in there, you know what I mean? I was like, this guy was skinny, he looked like a skeleton,
we were committed.
right? He had no body fat and no muscle at all. It was just skin on bones.
This guy's been smoking opium every day for 30
Right?
years.
And then he's like, he didn't speak a lick of English,
Not a
and I don't think he spoke a lick of Thai because he just smiled at us with no teeth. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm having what he's having.
This is a
He's
good
a doctor.
This is a good Dr. Feelgood.
She's a doctor.
Yeah, I asked our guide. I was like, "He's a doctor?" He's like, "No, oh no." I was like,
He's
"What?
not a real doctor.
He's a drug addict."
Had to pay him 30 baht for that.
Yeah.
Anyways, big
Did we? I
tangent.
don't
Where'd we leave off? DMT.
Elves. So
back to the
the
elves.
fascinating thing is that are these people that are having this like collective experience, and like we said with the code and stuff, are they getting glimpses into like the behind the scenes of like behind the curtain, so to say, of what's happening in our reality, and are these beings like actual other entities that are, because they don't seem violent or anything. They seem most like benevolent, right? So it's
Whimsical,
fascinating to me. Whimsical, like are you getting glimpses of something? And again, I kind of attribute to when you're seeing like, and again, I haven't taken it, so this is just what I think the experience is like. Our brains and everything is dialed into our wavelengths, right? Like what we see and what we perceive on Earth. So when you're trying to see something like radically different in a different dimension, it's coming through like not clear because it's not how we're supposed to perceive things. So it's like even though we're seeing like a kaleidoscope version, like one of those fucking sailboat pictures where you have this fucking squint and like lean back, like we're just kind of seeing through the blur. You know what I mean? Where it's like if we were meant to be
all an
living in
illusion.
that reality,
What if
we would be able to see better.
What if it's more like a shifting, like you shift into this other wavelength, and then like these machine elves or whatever, they take notice of you, and it's like when dogs like stand on their hind legs, like, oh look, he thinks he's people, like, you know, that's how they see us, you know, just kind of looking at you, be like, oh look, that's funny, you know, it's just like, or like, you know, when I guess probably how whales perceive us or like dolphins perceive us, like in the water, like they've never seen them before. They're like,
yeah.
oh,
Like,
funky weirdo,
like
look
your
at this weird little
consciousness
thing,
punches through.
you know.
Well, it's a
Just
weird
like-
thing. Yeah, that's an interesting thing to think about. Like, are they just seeing us? Like, are they aware? But I feel like if they weren't aware of us outside of DMT trips, like I feel like whatever these beings are, they're probably a higher dimensional, and that they're aware of our dimension and the comings and goings. Or else, I feel like there'd be a little more like you know, on both sides, and you never kind of get that. Like it, a lot of people like describe it as kind of like just a kind of a calm experience.
So
Of not
calm, but it's also like some people say divine, right?
What if it's like a not that they're a higher dimension? What if they're like a lower order, where it's like, you know, if you think about the universe as like split between like entropy and order, and it's like they're more closer to the entropy side, where it's just kind of like they don't have the strict order like we do in like our material universe, how it's organized, and then they kind of shift down to like, oh, look at this guy coming down to slum it. Like it's be like, I don't have to worry about all the organization and eating food and all these things. Like they don't worry about that stuff, and it's just like
One of the
Kinda
cooler
interesting.
theories I read, I think it was on Reddit, was so you do this DMT, right? And everyone has a similar experience. Some call them elves, machine elves. Some people even see like insectoid beings or light beings, like godlike beings. But one of the theories I heard, which I thought is a cool theory, because we've talked about simulation theory before.
Oh yeah.
So we experience the world in a physical, like biochemistry way. Like we can touch stuff, we see stuff, we can take chemicals and change the way our brain functions and how we perceive reality a little bit. But maybe that changing of the brain waves, right? If you go with it's a simulation. So we don't know we're in a simulation, but we take this chemical that changes the brain waves, which is really just ones and zeros because it's a simulation. Now you're seeing the actual like architects of the simulation. Like
yeah, you're stuck in the pink goo.
like you're not necessarily like seeing these people, but because you're a computer program, let's say, you're kind of like breaking the matrix a little bit, and you're seeing stuff that is, it's all digital, but we experience it in a physical reality. So that's because the
that's
way,
interesting.
because like because a scientific way to like explain.
Yeah, but if it's a
this-
simulation, wouldn't that be wouldn't the DMT be ones and zeros too then?
But it's just like changing like your code of your brain, and you're seeing the thing, because the way people like explain this away is saying like, okay, everyone takes this chemical, the human experience is relatively benign, like everyone's kind of the same person, so everyone has similar experiences because the brain operates the same way, and that's how scientists explain.
So
away.
you're gonna see elves made of machinery.
But we also, but if we
it's
all
like
see
it's like
them-
the Jungian archetypes. Like, yeah, we all have the shared experience of being human. You know, we all got two arms, two like, or most of us, 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 eyes. We process information similar. You know, yeah.
It's just like so any drug that people take, people have a similar experience more or less across the board. Obviously, there's exceptions, but people have a few beers, you feel good, you got a little buzz. People smoke weed, get a little relaxed, maybe a little paranoid, anxiety might ramp up a little bit. Like that's more or less the human experience of most drugs is relatively the same. So that's how science like tries to disprove like the theory of like multi-dimensional. But if you're like, if it's a simulation theory, maybe you're seeing the computer code, you're seeing the archetype, you're seeing these machine elves are just they're the people, they're playing the game.
Right, they are machines. We're in the pink goo. We're all batteries.
Well, batteries.
Yeah. Steak's not real. Lady in Red, not real.
Not real.
Well, I mean that brings it back to like the code, like that code experiment of like you shine two lasers horizontally and vertically, and then you stand with your eye next to it, and people see.
I feel like that's how you would. I feel like that's what kind of what Zell is saying is like it's still similar. You're still processing the information in a similar way. Like our eyes are designed all the same, like as more or less, you know,
Pretty
except
much
for glasses and stuff.
99% the same, all of us.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
but
but you just
like,
be like you'd
it's
see
a
the laser.
weird-
I see the light, and I'm like, yeah, that's your eye processing the information, and you know,
Yeah,
it's
but
kind
you're
of similar.
seeing like people describe seeing coding like that is to me is like that is such an interesting shared experience to have. Like I'm not doubting that.
Like who
because-
hasn't seen the Matrix or seen that green display? You know, like I feel like I know you mentioned that like there are blind studies, but I don't think you could be completely devoid of influence of being like the Matrix,
No,
which is like a
but
ubiquitous
fair enough, but
movie
still, but
representation of data.
You're saying that
whatever.
the Matrix had such a cultural experience on the global, like is it 100 monkeys thing? Like 100 people saw the Matrix. Now everyone who looks at a laser on DMT's seeing the Matrix go. Like,
Well, everybody's seen that green text. Like I
Yeah,
feel like
but it's
people have
not.
seen
It's
that
a-
somewhere.
it's-
It's not on
it's a-
TV.
it's
It's
a
like it's
red-
whatever.
It's red in this, so it's like different color, completely different.
Okay.
So, first off, but the interesting thing is like it's a weird thing to collectively see, and a unique thing that you're seeing code, like coding, as if you're seeing behind something, like depth of code of just numerous code going like, it's like you see through the laser and you're just seeing code go for as far as you can see through this laser, and like to me that's a fascinating like thing to see because you're like, well, why? Like, why does everyone see that? Is there anything to that?
I feel like you
other
can say the
than-
same thing about when you press your eye, like press your hands to your eyes, and like you see fractal patterns and stuff. You know, it's
I
like
used to do
everybody
that when
sees
I was a
that.
kid.
Everybody sees that. It's just kind of, you know, I feel like
I
you could
guess
make an
so.
argument to kind of be like, well, that's kind of the same.
But even is there even something to that then? Like, you're seeing those fractal patterns. Like, is there something more to that than just simply washed away of like everyone sees it?
It's not everybody's. I mean, there's a whole explanation behind that thing. Was it photophores or something? I can't remember what they're called, but it's like, yeah, the things in our eyes are called rods and cones. Like, like you know, it's some kind of organization to how we process light and things like that. I just feel like it's. I mean, yeah, there could be more to it. It could be codes in the lasers. What if you change the color? You said it was red. I thought it was green.
Yeah,
I
the
assumed it was
red.
green.
Green
No,
makes
the-
more sense, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
What if they use
that's
the
the
What if they
Matrix
use the
concept.
UV? Yeah. What if they use the UV lasers? I used to have one of
What's it
those. The
called
thing was
again?
awesome.
right. So these are all part of like. So there is like the four like main theories, right? We've kind of now talked about all of them. Which consciousness as field, that's like the brain tunes into frequencies beyond normal perception through DMT. That's like that's the main one. Like there is other fields of reality that having DMT.
It's like different currents of electricity, like AC and DC.
Yeah, like maybe the brain is like evolutionarily locked, and if you do this
This-
DMT, you now have a much more powerful brain that you can actually see the stuff that's all around us all the time, but but your brain does not perceive it without this chemical. That's like one of the theories. The multiverse theory, like you're getting glimpses of different realities, like higher dimensional or like parallel universes. There's the information theory of consciousness, which is reality as data, and that's like the simulation thing. Like reality is ones and zeros, and you're doing DMT.
Hold on.
Technically, it's all data.
Zell, you should sign up. There's this guy. So the guy, Danny, his name's Danny Goller. He's a filmmaker who's
He'll ship
doing-
you a boot full of
his
semen and
documentary is
VHS
called
tapes.
The Discovery, which is the fucking red refracted lasers, and you see the codes. He is planning a group of volunteers to take a continuous. Hold on, where does it say? A continuous drop of DMT to volunteers to see if they can map out the DMT realm.
Continuous dose.
DMT
And what they're calling these people, these volunteers, psychonauts.
Psychonauts, yeah.
Love that,
That's a commonly used term.
That's a
That's
great.
It's also
name.
it's also
a great
great
term.
video games. They're also great video games. Psychonauts 1. I haven't played 2, but 1 was really great. 2.
But I
haven't
guess
played.
yeah, it's like there's hold on, different. Is there different realms, like different DMT realms? The Gate.
You see different
Asgard and
Midgard.
Hold on.
Midgard,
So far,
right?
Svarthelm, and
the three realms of DMT. I'm going to read this to you guys. The Gates. A good 90% of people have discussed DMT experiences that have told me they see a spectacular light made a vast array of colors and shapes forming in front of them. This light has been described in many ways. Commonly, one may refer to the light as a gate, a doorway, a portal, or a wormhole. For the sake of
how's
simplicity,
that a realm? Is that
we
whole
refer
realm
to
as
it
a
as the
door?
gate. So that's just like I guess that's the first part, like first stage.
I don't
Stage
call it a
one.
realm.
I don't know why they call it realm. The next is blast off. If stage one has been properly completed, as if there's some sort of fucking task.
When you hit the high
You have to
score,
do
when you hit all the bonus objectives or whatever, you get the next one.
But maybe people linger. Like maybe you linger in the experience because it's so new and vivid that you don't kind of explore what's happening more. So like I kind of get that if this is a completely like in your brain experience.
You have to
you're
collect
just
all the coins to get to the next round. Like
If
to
this
unlock
is
the
like
bonus stage.
This is like the game Myth. You guys remember that?
Myst.
Remember the game Mist? Is
Myst.
it Mist or Myth?
MIST. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
The
from
puzzle game?
like 2000. Yeah, it's
yeah.
impossible.
Myst.
Trams everywhere. So behind the gates, a tunnel is revealed. Within this tunnel, users are often reported seeing their life and memories flash before their eyes in extravagant color and complemented by extreme euphoria, which would make sense that people call this a spirit molecule because when they die, people say DMT is released and then you see your life flash before your eyes.
That's that pineal gland theory, like when on death, like it floods your body with this DMT.
The further one travels down this tunnel, the more disassociated one becomes with the body. Other common reports include contact with extraterrestrials, hearing alien voices, and the feeling of dying. I mean, that's kind of interesting. I wonder if I was at Gate 2 doing a heavy dose of mushrooms because I kind of had that feeling one time. Stage 3, No Man's Land. The name speaks for itself. They become as stages continue, they become more and more convoluted. It's up to the user's psyche to decide what it does and does not want to remember. The experiences in stage 3 are extremely broad. Some have experienced living through the eyes of ancient beings, while others recall touring cities composed of interdimensional machinery. Some have even reported having usually friendly conversations with sentient beings such as aliens, elves, angels, and in some cases, God.
God.
God is it, right? So I mean, that's the theory that these psychedelics started a religion. You know, what was it, Moses and the acacia bush or whatever?
Burning bush, yeah.
Burning bush, like all these, like a lot of them.
If you burn an acacia book, if you smoke acacia, is it an acacia bush? Does it get you high?
I think so. I think that's like one of the things. Like the burning,
Is
like
that
the
the
acacia
theory?
is like an actual like psychedelic, and if you smoke it, you can see shit. So you've seen God.
She
Maybe
said
Moses seen God. I don't
Moses
know.
was having a fucking backyard fire, and the wind blew in his face. Whoa!
Like there's a book. I think there's a book called like The Mushroom and the Sacred Cross or something that I've never read it, but I've heard it summarized on a bunch of
That
different
would make
podcasts,
way
but-
more sense to me as someone who's experienced a little bit of psychedelics. That's the case. Is that these fucking primitive folk did doses of hallucinogenics,
ate some mushrooms they didn't realize what
yeah,
they were.
and then had these profound
Because it is.
psychedelic trips.
It is like if you were just like if you took a caveman, like brought them, they're frozen in the ice. You brought them, you unthawed them, and they're alive somehow. Let's say.
Here, eat these.
And you said, take this drug and tell me what you see. Like they could communicate somehow. They would show you some version of God. I guarantee it. Like what you see these fucking elves or these insectoids or this like mythical light being floating above you, like doing an
I feel it's probably, well, I mean, back then you'd probably say like, you know, a lot of their frame of reference is a lot different from ours. And that's probably why you get a lot like Native Americans is a lot of more talking animals. And then like Egyptians was like, you know, animal hybrids, you know, that's your frame of reference is animals. So like a lot of your spiritual representations would be animals. You'd be like, that would be your, you know, that's just what you're familiar with. So that's what it would become.
Say like the
or hybrids, you know, it'd be like something you don't usually see. It's like, oh, wings on a person, or, you know, humans with animal characteristics, like something. That's what I think.
Aren't they the Greeks, their mysteries. What's it called? Eleusinian Mysteries or whatever. That one book. Anyways, but I'm pretty sure they talk about that it was actually some type of ergot hallucinogen in the wine or something that they were drinking, and they were doing it and having these crazy visions or writing down all these like profound theories, and it was all because they're fucking stoned, dude. They're all
Whereas like
fucking
that,
high
well,
as
it's
a
like they
kite.
said the oracles, like all of their temples sat on like natural gas. Or was it
They're
like
all
natural
fucking
gas
stoned.
vents, and they're all just like, yeah, gassed out of their minds, just having seizures and stuff, and be like, yeah, Zeus is
I
mad.
see the future.
Zeus is pissed.
This is-
You guys got to sacrifice like 20 heads of white cattle, like now.
I'm done. This is. I have a window open. That's just on the MSN
To the
like
gates?
browser page. It's just been sitting on there, and I just
That guy messaged you a
ads
picture of
rotate,
boots.
foot fungus, whatever, rotate around.
Dark web.
And I just got one that just popped up, and it just says, "This is your brain on psilocybin." I'm like, how? I think they're fucking listening, dude. They're
Were you
fucking
Googling stuff? You were Googling stuff.
I wasn't googling shit.
Was
I've
there-
been sitting here.
Who's
Have
the
you
author?
Googled
My
stuff
computer's gonna
before?
freeze.
Who's the author
No.
of that? 'Cause I read a
hold on,
book
cl-
once. This is your brain on music.
Didn't you just showed us pictures of
Oh,
psychedelic
I did.
elves?
I did.
Like you
yes.
did Google stuff. Why you telling me you did
I
Google
did.
stuff when you showed me a Google
Well,
page
I
of Google
forgot I
stuff?
googled stuff. And actually, I didn't Google it. I binged it.
That's even worse because the MSN is like that's the same thing. I binged it.
Was it, this is your brain on what?
Psilocybin.
Ah, so your ads are gonna start trying to sell you.
Because I read a book
Psilocybin,
by
though.
I'm looking at it right here. I read Daniel J. Levitin. This is your brain on music, which was a really cool book if you love music. And this is your brain on. Oh yeah, there it is. This is your brain on food. This is your brain on birth control.
Like I saw the commercials. I know what your brain on drugs looks like. Smashed eggs.
No, Dan. It's machine elves and God. That's what
It's all
you see.
fractal gates and animal human hybrids. And I guess like my frame of reference would be different, but I can.
Anyways, the last person we'll really quickly talk about. We've pretty much talked about all the stuff, but it was Rick Straussman, who did, was like the first like study in years and years in the 90s on DMT, and pretty much they did 60 volunteers over 400 sessions, and they pretty much all described the same stuff we're just talking about now. So usually like they would experience like the effects starting within 30 seconds, peaking within 2 to 3 minutes, and then completely vanishing from memory almost after 30 minutes. And so it was him like in the 90s who put all these experiments, and since then there's really been nothing done. And that leads to like the new age stuff of like they're hiding it from us because it opens a portal into different dimensions, or like put your theory in there. It doesn't matter. But it is weird because if it's a drug, because there's some Schedule 1 drugs, obviously, that can do some pretty bad harm, that really have no benefit, I guess.
I think there are some at the moment, like recently, there are studies going on about more in-depth studies about DMT and like how it affects the brain and stuff like. But we won't see those results for a while until they publish the
There's one
research.
in,
but
I think in the UK. I had it marked down here somewhere. But there's one in the UK that's going on now. But yeah, it'll be probably a few years.
probably 2 or 3 years until
Couple
we
years
get like.
well, yeah, they'll do their paper. It'll be reviewed, and then by the time the public hears it, it'll be years out. But I mean, the same thing with
something to look forward to.
psilocybin and MDMA and maybe DMT and other maybe mind-altering drugs for depression and severe anxiety and PTSD show like massive benefits in like so far. And what's the other one? It's like ibogaine or something too for PTSD. Like huge reversals for like suicidal thoughts and like big with veterans and
Yeah, there's a lot of research going, the benefits of
Even like what was it?
hallucinogens.
Abbott used like the old governor of Texas, which was a super staunch
No, he's
Republican.
the current.
A current.
He's a piece of work. Yeah,
But
but
no,
yeah.
that's what I don't know.
And they just outlawed marijuana down there.
Dude, that was the best press conference.
That was a
I've
big
ever seen.
turnaround.
He
Like, they just
he's like
whip
holding a
around.
bag of gummies. He's like, "Look at these. You gonna buy these and eat all these?" And people are like, I was like, yeah.
No, it's not him. It's Rick Perry.
Okay.
He is like a guy.
Yeah,
obviously
yeah, I
Texan,
know of
staunch
him.
Republican, was anti-drugs, anti-everything. Then seen the research about ibogaine for like anxiety and PTSD and stuff. Completely 180'd. Pro for it, but it's still a Schedule 1, even though it has like massive benefits compared to like, because the other stuff is like those RRSI drugs, which sure maybe they help some people, or like I don't really know, but
A bunch of side effects and stuff.
huge
right?
side
Like,
effects. Yeah, exactly. And you have to take them forever.
yeah.
Whereas like this ibogaine stuff, after a few sessions, it's like 90% effective, which is
long
crazy.
term. Yeah, because like the benefits of some like psilocybin stuff are like they last longer than traditional, or
They
some
actually do
researchers said
change.
they last longer.
Where like
Yeah.
the drugs that are like FDA approved, that are big pharma, it's a continuous use drug. I mean, because everyone knows it's not even conspiracy. These are for-profit, publicly
Yeah.
traded companies.
Insurance pays for it.
Yeah, like you need.
So you jack up the price.
If you had a drug that you could just take and your PTSD and depression and is gone for years, it's not profitable. It's like,
No, dude, that's what I'm saying. Is
Money's
like
in the
when you're-
treatment, not the cure.
When you're
100%.
talking about these reversals of politicians and the politicians that just hard banned weed in like Texas and stuff, these guys don't have fucking strong opinions on the shit either way.
Except for
They're just bought and paid for, man.
Didn't
bought
they,
and paid
But doesn't
for.
Texas have like a legal, like pharmaceutical version of weed? That's
I
like,
think they just hard turnaround of everything's
no, but it's like it's a pill form weed. That's a pharmaceutical drug that you can get.
brother, you better have the fucking ATF raiding Rogan's studio in Austin, because I was like, I've seen him smoke it live.
Well, I want to know what this is
Yeah.
called now, because I know they had the fucking. Maybe it's not Texas. Maybe it's just United States.
I don't know
in
if it was a
general.
hard turnaround or it was like like they made it harder for prescription marijuana to be prescribed or something. I can't remember exactly what it is. I don't know if it was a hard turnaround. I just know it was a big to do in a couple of headlines.
They have.
Ban on all THC products, including vapes, edibles,
Okay.
and
Texas
everything.
has a
Big turnaround.
They have medical exemptions for low THC cannabis. So
Oh.
what's that? CBD. Doesn't do fucking anything really. Makes
Puts you to sleep.
Oh.
Plus it makes your joints feel better, I think.
Make you sleepy.
Oh, never mind. Hold on. This is breaking news too.
Breaking
The
Breaking
Texas,
news here on
This is
Alien
as of
Theorizing.
4 hours ago. Texas
Hard
government
turnaround.
calls on special session after vetoing a bill to ban all THC infused goods. So the governor Greg Abbott was like, "Yeah, we're not
Oh,
doing
you just
that."
vetoed it.
He vetoed it.
All right.
But so another hard turn. 180 degrees.
Dude, I mean,
also, I wonder who is sponsoring the bill in the first place if he's vetoing
dude,
it. That's
that
that's
kind
wild.
of stuff's just wild, because everyone knows when alcohol was in prohibition, what happened. You know, you got
It's also like
you got fucking NASCAR fucking moonlighting booze
Yeah.
across borders and stuff because it was illegal. You had the mafia taking over. Like, organized crime thrives on illegal drugs. So if
Yeah.
you want to stop cross-border cartel drug trade, some type of legalization of most drugs is probably in best interest. You
I said
think.
big booze doesn't want marijuana cutting into their profits, because
Yeah,
what is
oh,
it? They've shown that like once you legalize weed, like alcohol consumption goes
Yeah, because
down.
you get
like
hungover on
noticeable.
weed very easily.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I'm
dude,
saying.
and-
I'm like,
dude,
big
you-
alcohol
you-
doesn't want legalized weed.
You have a couple edibles with the boys. You're having a good time.
Great time, boy. Great
Good
time.
Hey,
Just
you know what
before
we
this
should do?
podcast, I took 2 droppers, all right? Probably twice as much as I should have. I feel great. Great.
Hey, Zell, you know what we should do? You know what I'd love to do when I'm in town for 3 to 4 weeks?
DMT.
Yeah, no. I think we should fucking book a round of golf,
Sure.
because the round of golf is hiding in plain sight. That's what
course.
it is.
Yeah.
Right. And so what we can do is we can do bunch of shrooms, and
Just walk around
And
on the golf
just
course.
walk around.
edibles.
Not even
just-
hitting the
and then
balls.
just
I'll
golf.
just throw my ball.
Yeah.
and then just golf, and we'll just have a good time.
That'd be, you know what? That sounds like the best day of my life right there.
Yeah, right. And be like, yeah, because dude, I think it's an easy sell because it's like, hey, we never get to hang out, we never see each other in person, so we can book this golf. Because the best part
It's
about
a couple
if we're
hours.
not crushing like fucking 8 a beer a hole, and we're just edibles and shrooms right at the beginning of a golf round,
You'll feel great by the end.
right? And then by the end, we're gonna be like,
I won't be able to drive, but I'll feel great.
yeah, we're gonna pick up. But then we can discuss it as, yeah, we had too many beers on the golf course, as our fucking pupils are. As you got cat eyes.
You're just staring at the gates.
Yeah. I saw the elves.
I'm in.
Yeah, dude, that'd be so fun.
Those the little pills, like
Dude, I
pre-portioned,
have an unopened package of 500 milligram pills.
They're great.
25
You
capsules.
take 3 of those.
We're going to take 12 and a half each.
It's got to finish the whole thing. Never going to eat them otherwise.
Yeah. Anyways, DMT, the machine elves, all that stuff it's fucking wild, no doubt. Are you crossing dimensions? Are you seeing into a different plane of existence? Are you accessing information that would otherwise be hidden? Or are you just experiencing a
Chemical cascade effect.
chemical cascade that is directed at the human experience? And we all kind of experience the same thing because we're all human and our DNA is almost identical between everyone. It's so, who knows?
We are
I
the
like to think
world.
I like to think that you're uncovering another dimension. That would be
Me too.
sweet. But I mean, how do you?
You can-
We don't
if
even
you
know
want to.
what other dimensions exist.
I
How
don't-
do you
I
even know
don't
if that's a
think-
real thing?
Can if you want to.
My thoughts on it is I think you're uncovering another dimension, but you're not getting a clear glimpse of it. You're like you're basically pressing your face against the screen kind of thing and looking through.
You're looking at the fish through the aquarium glass.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you're just like you're looking through, and that's the best you can do in the circumstances. But I get it, like this shared experience, but it's just so weird to me that everyone sees, especially after doing shrooms and stuff. And like shrooms is like you can have very unique experiences and you can have shared experiences, but to have this like one that's like very like way more potent and universally, like people who do it have these shared experiences that don't know each other, that have no idea. But part of me, maybe it's the fact that people who have had DMT have like polluted the pond kind of thing of talking about their experience. So people who are interested in the drug look into it, see the experiences, and now that's in like if me and you did it or us three, we would all see those things because we're expecting to. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Mhm.
Like, is it one of those things where it's like, I would like to blind save someone who doesn't know what DMT is. But that's really cruel.
At least it would be over
Take this.
fast.
Yeah, and then tell them, I'd be like, and let me know what you see.
What kind of elves did you see?
Yeah, let me know what happens as it's happening to you. But it's interesting. I like to think we're seeing behind the curtain a little bit, or we're just peering through the curtain,
The interdimensional curtain is being
yeah,
lifted.
the screen, and you're just like you can't quite see, but you're like we can make out shapes.
Squinting
Those
hard.
are fucking elves.
The fuck
There's
are
elves
those?
back there.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
It's fucking cool.
And listen, get on our Patreon. Fucking we got dope stuff on there. We got hundreds of hours of bonus content for you.
Hundreds. I think there's some beauties who actually. I don't know if you guys read them last week. I wasn't here, but I'll read them again if you did.
We didn't read nothing.
Nothing?
Dude. Our computer crashed right at the end.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
There you go. I know there's at least these beauties. There's a couple freebies. We're not going to read the freebies, but there's these beauties who are paying your boys, supporting their favorite podcast. We have a lot of these actually. Some of these they're repeats. They've come back. They've left and they come back. We got Inigo Montoya. You killed my father.
Mm-hmm.
Prepare to die. We have Christian, Terry Helgeson, Justin Payton, Cody from Manitoba, which I believe was the first ever
yeah.
caller of Cosmic Channels,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Captain Jive, and Mr. Anti-Socialize. Thank you very much for supporting the show. We fucking appreciate it.
And as we always say at the end of these things, keep those eyes on the skies.
See you after hours. I really got to pee. All right, everyone, stand. You guys want to keep rolling? You want me to? You got to go pee.
Yeah, just keep it rolling and we'll do it and come back.
All right.
After hours, I went to go pee.
Bought a van.
Mm-hmm. Mystery Machine?
Now a proud owner
Astrovan?
of Town and Country.
Oh.
Couldn't afford
Why don't you
the
get Dodge
Nash van.
Super Van? What was the one that we drove in Vegas? That was a nice one.
Caravan.
I like that van. I like that van.
Yeah, it was a nice van.
That was a pretty cool van.
It was good. I got a Chrysler Town and Country, so very similar. It's not as beefy looking in the front end. It's more.
Yeah,
like
that's why. No,
luxury.
you should have got the Dodge one.
It came down
Way
to a money
cooler.
thing. But so now
She got one of those no VW, like the little the
It's
new
in
minibuses, those electric ones.
Dude,
are
I would
thing of
love
rad.
one of those. I would
Those are so
love one of
cool.
those. They're so expensive. I was like,
Yeah.
I looked at them. I was like, no. I was like, we better sign a fucking 4-year Spotify deal when we buy one of those, because that's the only way I can fucking afford to make those payments. That it would be my house or the van.
Yeah.
That's-
Just
I would
live in
have
your
to
van.
decide on. Yeah, that's true. With 3 children. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And
Ugh, every time I say 3 children, I'm like, that's not me, is it? Am I talking
Yeah,
about
that's
myself?
you.
Yes.
that's
So
you.
I had no children just a couple years ago. What the hell? This is ridiculous. I got ripped off. Too many children. No, so it's. I was like, my neighbor is like, "Oh, I heard you bought a van." He's like, "Is it sick?" I was like, "Oh yeah, so sick. It's what I dreamed of owning."
It's got a fucking Frank Franzetta lady riding a fucking panther on the side. Like an armored Valkyrie woman riding a goddamn dragon with a battle axe or something. Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, like, honestly, it's like, as much as I joke about having a van, having 3 kids, you're like, God damn, I need that van now. So what are you doing? Why don't you come for a visit? Do you still get those standby flights?
I could, but no one else in the family could get them.
You should drive my van out to me. It's at my parents'
I would
house.
fucking love
and then
to.
fly back.
I would love to.
Right?
Just
You
to
should-
get out of the house. Just
really-
to get out.
Braden really needs me. This is very important.
Very
I need
important.
to
You
drive
could
out
say like Jamie has a hernia, so
Emergency.
Braden can't leave to go get it.
Yeah.
Which is like not. It's honestly,
true.
It's true.
It is true. My parents are coming out in August, so we can.
No, they're
wait.
not.
Nope. I'm saying.
But you need it now.
Should we rig this?
You need it now.
Should we scan this? I'm just saying, if you wanted to come out
Where's the van? When you getting it?
at my parents' house,
Well, they've already bought it.
just needs to get here.
Oh,
I'd
fuck
pay
it.
gas.
I would
I'd
actually
pay
love,
gas and
I would
ferry.
love to. Nothing more.
I would pay gas. I'd pay gas and ferry.
Braden
You
needs
just-
me.
you just-
I need to go right now.
Has to go.
Yeah.
I'm
Right
gone
now.
for
Needs
3
his
days,
van.
maybe 4 days.
I should tell Andrew the same thing. You and Andrew. Yeah, Braden needs me. He needs you to bring this man out.
Zell just drives up to freaking Andrew's house. Beep, 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 beep. Like, gotta go.
Gotta go. We need this now. I'm gone for a week. Go to Vegas,
No,
two at the
serious
same
though.
time.
Just
If you-
peel out of the street.
I'm just saying. If you need a get out, you
I'd
want
love
to do a little
get out. I
roadie,
need to get out more than anything.
and then try to get on a standby back. I fucking drive you to. I drive you back to Nanaimo, wherever you need to go. Just think about it.
I would
Be
love.
fun.
I would love to go anywhere.
Dude, if you come
I'd love to
here,
go
dude,
anywhere.
the golf course is literally 100 meters from my house. I'd book a tee.
Can you
I'd
put
book
golf
us
clubs on a plane without any special bag.
dude, buddy. Listen, if
Just
you
wrap
bring
'em
my
up.
van, out to me, I'll fuck you rent you clubs, the best clubs.
The best
You bring
clubs. The
my
greatest
van out
clubs.
to me.
Biggest,
Right?
best clubs.
What'd you get at Town and Country? You said
Yeah, town and
it's
country.
like a caravan, right? Grand Caravan, same thing,
Basically, same kind of look.
same shit.
Yeah.
Stow and go seating.
Oh yeah, baby.
TVs on the
Simply
back
the
seat.
best. Yeah, DVD. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Ooh,
DVD player?
DVD. Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
I've actually.
Watch Shrek.
I was thinking about getting
Shrek
back into
2?
DVDs because I'm
Shrek
so
2
sick of
on
scrolling
repeat.
for video on Netflix and stuff. I was like, I'm just gonna get DVDs again. It's way more fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Think about it. Give us some thought.
When you need it.
Whenever.
Let me
is
check
the
my
best-
schedule real quick.
Whenever is the best for you to bring it out to me in the next
Tomorrow.
Yes.
Go pick it up right
yeah.
now.
It's actually the first week in months I'm not working carpentry.
Come out, spend the night. We'll go play a round of golf, and I'll bring you to the airport, whenever. Or you can say 2 nights.
Going
whatever
to
you want.
Nakusp next week, and then I got Rock the Lake. Then I got a festival for the band. I probably come on. When are your parents not coming?
My parents are coming August 1st.
Well, but yeah, before then would be nice. Coming like July 21st.
July 21st, eh?
If it's during the week, it's not so bad because the kids have daycare, so it's not like a huge thing, right? Well, it will be a huge thing, but you need me. It's important.
Yeah. Well, and Jamie and the twins.
The twins.
Yeah.
Family.
What am I supposed to do?
You can use the twins excuse by extension. Like you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I think
guy's
it's
hands
good
full.
built in.
I like
Yeah. Because there was talks about like my parents were going to Vancouver this weekend, and they were like, we could bring it to Vancouver, we could drop it off at the ferry terminal, and I'm like, I don't know if I can get to the ferry terminal to pick it up. Like it's just too difficult right now to do that. To walk on a ferry, I'm gone all day.
Yep.
If that's the case, right? I'd have to leave first thing in the morning, get on a ferry, go, miss the next ferry coming back, obviously, because you got to pick up the van. Then I'd have to have lunch with my parents and sit around for another 2 hours till the next ferry comes. Get back on it. I'm like, that's a 12-hour day, 12-hour turnaround day. Easy. It's a long time to
It's
leave.
a long fucking day, yeah.
Jamie, who's still recovering with fucking 2-year-old and twins.
And they're gonna recover again from another surgery.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know when, but we're just waiting.
Oh, that's
to find
not
out.
scheduled yet.
No, they don't. They don't tell you anything. They're just like,
Oh, fuckers.
"We'll refer. You've been referred."
Been
and you're like,
referred.
okay. How long do I wait?
Forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking John
Yeah.
Jacoby's complaining Dan was too loud the whole time and had to turn up down his volume all the time. Well, there's nothing we can do about that. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm
So
coming
you
to
said-
this.
so
Dan's going
yours-
to turn down, and then he's going to be so quiet in the recording.
Too
I'm
quiet.
going to yell at
Yeah.
Dan, and then he's going to turn back up, and then you're going to yell that he was too loud.
How about you sort your ears out and stick that remote sideways straight up your ass?
See the-
I promise.
Well, now.
Oh, don't do it now.
No.
It's over now. Just leave it.
Yeah.
Riverside says I'm fine. Oh, well, I'm on yellow. I don't know. I guess. I
It
don't-
should be
eh.
fine.
Whatever.
It's all good. As long as the recording
You know what,
comes
the thing
back.
about Dan is he doesn't ever yell at the mic.
No.
So
Yeah.
he never distorts. But if he's too quiet, then he's just always too quiet.
Sure.
So I'd rather him be a little bit louder, because when we get the recorded audio, Dan never loses his range of his mic. Where Braden
yeah,
pretty much
I'm all over the
destroys
place.
his audio the whole fucking time.
I'm up, down, sideways.
He's
all over the
screaming
place.
directly into it, left, right,
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Andrew's,
hold on, let's-
Andrew's not
we-
much
we-
better though.
We got to talk this con job first, because if you think you can, if we think we can make this work, I'm not even going to try to plan to go to Vancouver this Sunday. I'm going to tell my parents it's not going to work.
Well, it can't be a con job. I just have to say I need to go.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you need me to get the van
yes.
there.
Yes, I need you. Yeah,
You have
I
there's
need
no
you.
mention of that you're going to get the van this weekend. Because she goes, why can't Braden just meet his parents halfway? But well, I just can't do
The
that.
twins,
Can't do that, twins. Yeah.
Jamie,
It's a big day.
Twins.
toddler.
Jamie.
Big day.
Yeah.
Why can't Braden's parents just drive it there themselves? There's two of them. It's a good question.
They work.
They work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We got to come up with some answers.
Fuck. Why can't Braden's parents go on a Friday and then just drive both cars
It's like,
there?
look,
and
you're
then just
asking me
drive
too many
back?
Yeah,
questions.
Steph-
I'm not Braden's
Steph-
parents. They just said they can't go.
Steph-
She's much too rational to be like, why can't they just fucking drive two people there? It's easy. It's an easy fix.
Why don't you tell them that?
Like,
I'd be like, why don't you talk
Can't you
to
just
them?
be a yes woman and just like, yeah, of course.
She can't. That's the problem.
Is, are you okay with this?
How come you gotta flesh out this lie?
So she'll go like this. Well, I know Braden's dad works for the city. I know they get a lot of days off. This should be fine. I go, fuck.
Yeah.
Why do you know all these things?
You're right. He definitely could do it if they wanted to.
Yeah. He's got a heart problem.
Oh. No, I got it.
Yeah.
I've bought you a housewarming gift because I haven't got you one yet. It's big. I can't ship it. I need to drive it out.
Okay.
Except
Well,
Steph's
that
gonna be like, "What'd you get him?"
Got you.
golf clubs. Golf clubs. Golf clubs.
Braden needs help with his studio. I have to bring my tools.
Dude. Well, the problem with that is then you load the van with the tools, which then makes sense.
I wouldn't
But,
bring any.
we're
I
gonna
wouldn't
kill.
bring any tools.
We're gonna
wouldn't
kill
bring
two
any.
birds with one.
I wouldn't bring
Because
any.
we could do that. You'd be like, "Hey, we got a twofold problem. Braden needs help. He's got to get the studio finished before the fall. It's just him. He's struggling. He's struggling
he
to
was
get.
crying last night, actually.
He's struggling to get this. He's got a couple renos on the go. He's got the twins. It's tough. I'm gonna go help him for 2 days.
Yep.
He also bought a van. Speaking of a guy who's down on his luck, he bought a van, Steph, and the van's in Kelowna. He can't get it because it's got all those renos. It's got everything going on.
Yep.
What I'm thinking is I'll drive the van to him, help him with a couple renos, come home. No big deal.
Easy.
Huh? That might work.
That might work.
That might work.
I
like the
thought
sound of
Braden's
this.
dad's a builder.
He's I think he has Alzheimer's. He's not the same.
He hurt
he's
his
not
back.
the same.
He hurt his back.
He's not
really
the
bad.
same
He can't
builder.
lift
He's
anything
got
anymore.
gout. He's
Yeah.
got gout.
His feet are fucked. Yeah.
Have you seen him living that life he lived for so long, just riddled with gout? His feet look like tomatoes. Right? He can barely.
Now we're
he's
getting
wearing
somewhere.
he's wearing Sanooks all the time.
You bring in
He can't even lace
crippling,
anything.
debilitating diseases to the parents.
Dude, and then you know what happened? You would come here and Steph would run into my parents.
Hasn't seen them ever.
She'd be like, Ryan just went to break.
Your dad in flip flops. Yeah, your dad in flip flops. Like,
Because you know what happened? Because last time I went to your parents' house to give him the stuff to bring to you for the twins,
Yeah.
your mom was like, "Oh, I really want to come see your kids," and I was like, I gave her my number. I was like, "Stop by any time." So I'm gonna leave to there, and then she's finally gonna call. She's like, "Oh, we're on our way. You said you'd come any weekend. We're coming right now. Oh fuck. We're not home.
Oh, that'd be the worst. My parents over for a visit. You kidding me? Holy shit.
No, I love
Dude,
I
that's
love your
where-
parents in short bursts.
So, yeah, shorter than a visit. They're good run-in people.
I'd rather your parents come over for a short visit than my parents.
That's how I feel. Well, I guess so. The last time me and your dad chatted, I was like, I left on a good. I was like, hey,
Oh, he's
felt good about
a
that.
different person. He must have
Yeah.
done some ibogaine, I think.
I was like, I felt pretty good. We had a good
He must have
conversation.
had a major DMT trip.
where he wasn't just fake smiling, going, "Oh yeah, hey Braden, how are you? Are you good? Good.
You
I'm
working?
glad you're
You
good."
working hard? You piece of shit. I remember what you did when you were a kid.
Yeah, that's the thing. Oh, dude, I can't wait to be that dad. To fucking
I'm ramping
I tell you guys-
it up.
Mr. Conspiracy's kids. Fucking, his kid is wild, dude. Dude, his kid is.
I can imagine his
Next
kid having
level.
0 rules.
It is wild, dude. We're at a birthday party on Saturday for the kids. Bring out the birthday cake. Everyone's singing happy birthday. They put the cake down. His kid just goes fucking beelining it for the cake.
Just hands out, hands
Yeah,
extended,
hands
just-
out. He's going for it. And he has, like, Scotty has to, like, fucking, he's throwing kids aside to intercept them. Fucking, like, scoops him up, and then he starts, like, having a meltdown. And they're like, it's okay. He can have some. He's like, he won't have some. He'll have all. He does, like, he'll just fucking destroy the whole cake.
Just shove his face into that cake.
He can't do it. Dude, and it's just so funny. He's just having fucking meltdowns. And I have flashbacks. It was like, that's how my brother was when we were really little kids. He was that kid. He was just like fucking terrible little fucking spaz.
He's a little fucking shit, no doubt.
Yeah, and now his kid is the same. Just so fun. It's so funny. Just comes over to my house, goes into my fire pit, grabs charcoal, looks at everyone, raises his eyebrows, and goes like, and everyone just like tries to like no react him, and then he goes, and bites it, and then he's like,
Should have done that.
it's so funny. I fucking laugh every time. Teaches my sweet little angel all these bad things.
My kid, I don't know how my kids became they're just great kids so far. Great, the best.
Oh, dude,
To the
having a
point
girl
where
must
now
be nice.
I go
Yeah.
to. So now I'm starting to get like Nova's like daycare friends, parents that are kind of like supposed to be my friends, I guess. Like I don't know. And I go to their house. They're like, "Oh, you should bring Nova over, and her and Avery can play." So I have to go talk to the dad or whatever.
Ugh.
And then I just know like his kid's a little shit, like, and he knows it.
Yeah.
This kid's a little shit. This is a bad kid, doesn't listen. And then he just the whole time he just goes, "Oh, Nova's such a great kid. I wish my kid was like Nova." I went, "You're right. She is awesome. Your kid
Yeah.
sucks.
How about you spend some more time with
Your kid sucks.
Yeah.
Your kid fucking
Yeah.
sucks, man.
Your kid sucks, dude.
You should do something about
My
that."
bad.
Yeah.
You know, sucks.
You should sign her up for some sort of fucking training, right? Send
Like,
her to
she's
fucking.
out of control. She screams all the time. No respect. No
Dude,
respect
it
at
is-
all.
It is wild when you see parents who have that. Like, I went back up to Fort St. John, on one of those week stints.
Yeah.
I worked up there last year, near the end of the year, and I ran into some old friends, and one of my friends had kids since I'd seen her last, so they had me over for like what was it? Not Christmas dinner. It was probably Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving,
No,
maybe?
maybe Thanksgiving dinner.
New Year's?
Yeah, it was Thanksgiving because I was there for my birthday, and I got to see her kids, and her kids are like, I was like, they're like, she's like, get off the counter, get off the counter. They're like not listening, and then she's like yelling at her spouse, and he like peeks out from upstairs. He's like, get the fuck off the counter, and then the kids finally like listen to him, and like he's like, I'm not listening, mommy. She's like, you're gonna fucking listen to me. I'm like, oh my god, I was like, this is crazy. This is insane. Just sitting there, and I'm like, holy shit, this is wild. I was like, these kids are fucked.
And it's crazy because one like this kid, her dad is a RCMP like murder detective. I was like, how do you have the worst kid imaginable?
It's because he's never home, dude. That's a fucking
But he is
huge
home.
job.
Because he's like an office detective, and he only goes out to rural communities if there's a murder.
Oh, weird.
So he's always home. And I was like, how do you have the worst kid? Like, you're a fucking cop. You should fucking
How many kids does he have?
one.
Yeah.
How?
He's got
How does
another
it
kid
happen?
coming, and I'm like, you're
Spend
you're
some
in
time
for a
with the
fucking
kid.
you're in for world of hurt here.
Roman, sweet angel. Other than we go to, dude, I got scammed by that Little Kickers. Holy fuck. Did you see that video I posted on my Facebook?
I went to Little Kickers too. Yeah.
Dude, I posted a
Nova
little
picked
pic-
up all the pylons off the whole court. Didn't kick the ball once.
Dude, Roman didn't kick the ball. The first thing we get there's 3 boys in the entire group. So and all 3 of these boys are like fuck going wild. All the little girls are sitting there like, hey, everyone sit down. We want to stack these cones in different colors. Like, stacking cones outside? Are you high? My kid's not going to do it. He'll do that inside on a rainy day, but not on a nice day in the field. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? They did that for 15 minutes. Roman was gone.
running
Dude.
amok.
Ron gone. So I took a video. I took a video on my Facebook, and it's like me zoomed in. It's like, there's the Little Kickers all playing soccer. And then I like turn sideways, and I'm like, and there's Roman. And Roman's like standing in a ditch, and he's like, ah! And then at the same time, which is funny, not planned at all, at the same time, my brother was taking a video, and he took a video from where Rylan was, and he's like, there's the Little Kickers, and here's my kid, and his kid's just rolling in dirt on a hill at the exact same time.
Well,
And I was like-
they're too young. 2 is too young.
Yeah,
You,
dude,
tr-
I got
you try and
scammed.
get him in there, but this is not.
I got it.
impossible.
I got scammed out of $160 for
$160.
Yeah,
How many
for
weeks?
6 sessions,
6
6 weeks, dude. And it's just me. It's such a workout for me because I'm just chasing the kid the whole time, nonstop, just like fucking chasing him. I'm like, oh, fucking brutal. I was like, come on, coach, fucking kid, what are you doing, coach?
No, that's what I mean. Nova, my little angel. She went to Little Kickers. She wouldn't play she wouldn't play soccer.
Yeah,
So she would just grab all the pylons and then go, I want to run. And then she was run around the field. But had nothing to do with soccer. Just armful of pylons and running. That's it. That was our weeks.
yeah. My kid's dancing, and he loves dancing.
Put them
Loves
in ballet.
music.
They love it.
And he loves throwing balls.
There you go.
So I'm like, I think baseball would probably be a better venture for him.
Yeah.
So he loves throwing balls. If you sit down and you like throw me the ball, he'll toss it right at me. It's insane. Like throws it right to me, and I'm like, nice. Lefty,
Lefty?
like left-handed.
Lefty
yeah,
toss?
lefty. Yeah, lefty toss.
That's rare.
Yeah, weird. So, but yeah, it's yeah.
Dan, how's your Gundams doing? Behaving?
Good. I got one.
Got a
One
new
I
one?
need to put together. Yeah, I got a new little one that I picked up in Thailand that I need to put together.
Thank
Nice.
God you don't have to hang out with other Gundam parents
No
because that's the
kidding.
fucking
I know,
worst,
right?
yeah, dude. It's
great.
The worst.
No, I like this guy actually. After the first few times, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? He's a fucking loser. But now he's fine. I don't mind him. He's tolerable, you know? Tolerable guy.
See, I actually made a new friend.
What?
I tell you
I
this.
didn't make a
made
new friend, yeah, that's for
I
sure.
made a new friend. So my neighbor's kind of a younger guy, and
You're an old fuck. What are you talking about?
we're just
Younger
like,
guy.
well, I think he's like 30, 31
Oh,
maybe.
okay.
And yeah, he's a nice guy, dude. Super fashionable all the time. So
Fashionable?
yeah, dude, he always wears like fucking really nice clothes. And then I found out he has kind of a shed in his backyard, and he runs like a vintage clothing business. So he's always like dressed cool. Like he looks cool.
He's always
And
thrifty.
yeah, thrifty. Like yeah. And so so I set up the fucking muscle garage, right? So I'm in there clanging and banging one day, and this is like a week and a half ago. Just fucking slamming weights, looking cool. And he comes walking by with his dog, and he sees and he comes. He's like, "Oh, this is awesome." I was like listening to the fucking
Creed.
Actually, I think I was listening to WWE theme songs. I was listening to
Is that the
fucking
Undertaker's music?
Batista's theme song, like "I walk alone." I was doing the machine gun as he walked by, the Batista machine gun,
As he was talking about-
and he's like, "That's dope, Batista." And he came down, and then he's like,
I haven't even
he's
set
like,
up the pyrotechnics yet.
he's like, "You want to?" He's like, "I'd love to work out. If you want someone to work out with," and I'm like, "Sure, man, anytime." So he's come over like every night. We've just been crushing weights together.
Is he weak as fuck or what?
Gym
Oh yeah,
bros.
dude. Well, so then I've got a third guy now too. So I got three. I got another guy that was like, "Hey, you guys working out?" And so I got three guys, and I fucking dude. They're
Make you feel strong?
oh yeah. No, yeah. And I'm out of practice. I'm just crushing weights. I made the joke the other day. We're doing bench press, and I was like, these guys are all tapped out, and I was like, "All right, boys, get the milk drugs." I was like, I was like, call me Bruce Willis, because I was like, there's no weight I can't lift today. I was like, let's keep it
Got
going.
any old paint buckets? Like bring those in.
Yeah.
Hang them on there.
I was like, what else we got? No, they're cool. They're all right. They're all right, guys. Not bad. It's fun little evening work. I got a text, be like, "We working out tonight?" I'm like, not Mondays, you fucking dummies. Mondays are fucking recording. They're my real
Garage
friends.
gyms are bringing people together.
These are real friends.
These
Fucker.
are my real friends. And then I talk to
Wait your
Julian.
turn.
They're second tier. Not even third tier. Your friend through location, proximity friends.
The Braden Renner Rec Center. Like
It's weird when you have kids because I've always lived here, so I know lots of people. But as soon as I had kids, I haven't heard from probably 20 people that I would see maybe once a month or once every 2 months. 20 people, not even a text, nothing, not even a fucking thing.
It is strange. I get that too, because there's people that I message that even I know from Kelowna that I message all the time, and it's like in the last couple of years, it's just fucking not it. But then I had kids, and I'm like, oh, I get it. I'm fucking tired, dude.
No,
I'm
like
tired.
it's like you have kids, and then these motherfuckers who don't have kids and probably never have kids because they're fucking drug addicts, and
Oh, those guys. Oh yeah.
they're my friends. But since I had kids, not one text, not even one. Or if I got one, it was like 7:30 on a Friday. But like, hey man, we're going.
Drugs?
We're going. We're going to Oflands. I was like, I need
I'm
2 weeks
putting-
notice, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Why are you doing
I can
this?
just come out right. Are you kidding? I have 2 kids. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah. Oh, I got 3, dude. 3.
You know how many friends I have? I mean, they're still friends, but I don't see them. But who do just pharmaceutical grade drugs almost every weekend still. They're almost 40. It's insane.
It's insane. Well, it's a sign of the times, dude. I think the life we're living is out of reach for a lot of people of home ownership, having kids, being able to support kids.
It's like, how much fucking ketamine can one person do in a lifetime?
I've never done it. Is it that cool?
I've
like
never
to
done
just
it,
sit there.
But I just know
when
there's a crew of people from my band. So like Cass and his friends are like big ketamine dudes. Almost every weekend, these guys fucking snort ketamine.
It's weird because I was like, when I've seen people on ketamine, there's been no bigger deterrent to me than seeing someone on ketamine to be like,
they're zombie, dude.
yeah, like that doesn't look like a good time.
Like, and the ketamine's like a weird one. It's like, all right, okay, you're having fun, sure, but then like a little bit more, and you're in a K-hole, and you're pretty much just snoozing on the ground, like you're a fucking vegetable. Like it's like that's, I'm sure it is fun if you do the right dose and you're having a good time. Okay, you're 40 years old now. Can we just have a couple beers on the deck? Can we just
dude,
like
deck beers? Oh my god!
Honestly, deck beers is my favorite thing now. 2-3 beers early in the day on a Saturday is the best. Maybe 4 beers if I'm feeling fucking a little wild.
Getting crazy.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Deck beers is the best.
I pretty much
I have deck
I
wine
don't
because
even
I
drink. Like,
got
until
so
on
much
vacation
fucking
now.
wine. So much fucking wine.
Well, that's why you have so
Dan,
many
can I
cavities.
send
'cause
you
you're
a bottle of
drinking
wine?
juice all the time.
I got no cavities.
I'll go to
Zero.
the dentist again after these 40 bottles and see how many cavities you have.
Can I send you a bottle of wine, Dan, for Christmas? I have bottles that I'm aging. And I put one aside for you for Christmas, and I was like, will I get in trouble shipping it over the border?
I have no idea.
I don't think so because
maybe, I
you're not a
don't think
company.
so.
Like this is a
It's
you're
just
not
like a-
shipping an
yeah.
illegal drug.
Everyone's getting this year because we were like, last couple of years we were like, oh, we got to send fucking Christmas cards and shit. And this year, all you motherfuckers are getting a bottle of fucking Renner Red, and you're getting a little tub of Braden's Black. Once you go black, you never go back spice.
Black spice.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a little homemade
pepper?
mixture. It's just pepper. Just ground
A jar of pepper.
No, it's I do a little homemade blend of 35
black
herbs
pepper
and
and Old
spices.
Bay seasoning.
I do love a good seasoning.
Yeah.
I have a great mix of keg seasoning and my own special blend I put on chicken. The best.
My blackened recipe is actually based very, very similar to your prawn.
Oh, my prawn
seasoning.
spice.
Yeah, your prawn spice.
A little
But I've
oregano.
made-
a little thyme.
I've made a couple tweaks.
Nice. That's
Don't
the
say it
best.
out loud.
I didn't say the rest.
Yeah, it's good. That's still my go-to for prawns.
Oh, so good.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, a little oil on
Hey,
it.
I'll sweeten the deal, Zell. If you can come out here, fresh scallops and fresh prawns. I'll go buy some. We'll have a little.
Dude, I don't
Seafood.
love fish, but I love prawns and I love scallops. Like,
Dude,
someone's
I
like,
will-
I got wild caught salmon. I go, I don't really care.
Yeah.
If you said I have fresh
I like salmon.
fucking scallops,
Dude, I'm
hockey
telling
puck
you.
scallops.
I'm telling
big
you.
ones?
I'm telling you. I
They're
will go
so
down to
good.
the dock. I'll go down to the dock. It's the time of year, and I'll get us some fucking hockey puck
Oh,
scallops
so good.
and a fucking bunch of fresh prawns.
And some crab.
It's sure.
So good.
Dude, you know what you can do at the dock too? They actually you can it's
Buy
a little more
ketamine?
pricey, but we do it all the time.
Probably could buy
Ketamine.
ketamine. Yeah.
Fresh squeezed ketamine. No, they'll fucking pull the like crab apart for you. So you just buy the tub of like crab meat,
Oh, it's
fresh
way
crab
better.
meat, so you don't have to do anything. And then you just drop it in the butter.
boil
Just-
it up.
Oh, so good. We have like a seafood feast probably twice a year here, especially in the summer.
Me and Steph still talk about the Tofino seafood feast we had.
That was phenomenal.
It was so
that was
good.
phenomenal.
Oh,
so good, dude. So good.
Those hockey puck scallops, fresh crab,
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah, the scallops were good. We didn't even know what we were doing. Now I know what I'm doing.
Now you got it figured out.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Just a little black pepper and butter.
little DMT
That's
on
it.
top. and
Little,
Secret seasoning.
You know what? I think
Secret
because I
spicy.
have played way less shows this year, I think I might be able to swing a trip.
because I'm just saying,
But it's
I
gotta
will.
be midweek.
Yeah, I will kibosh. I will kibosh trying to make it work this Sunday if we can make this happen.
I'll just tell Steph I have to drive the van. I'll try it. Maybe she won't ask any questions.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta drive the van out. I have to do it on July 20. If I do it on July 21st, then I'll be there for a podcast recording at night. I'll leave first thing in the morning. Leave at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Be there by 2, 3 o'clock.
Just don't give her time to ask questions. Do like a drive-by. You gotta just like go, hey, I gotta go help Braden take
I'll
this
say
thing.
I already booked my ferry.
Yeah.
Just give her time. I gotta go take care of this thing, but I'm going to Braden's a little bit later. I can go help Braden out. No time for questions.
You know what? It's even better if I can say to if I can pawn the kids off of my mom for a day, then Steph doesn't have the kids for a day, then it's fair. Then it's doable.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's compromises, sweeten the deal.
Yeah. Because like I said, I'm the deal is right now as it stands. I pay gas and ferry, obviously. Round of golf. Dude, they have like a Top Golf here. We can play Pebble Beach if you want. Right?
Oh, you got a virtual Top Golf?
Yeah. So we could do the Top Golf, play Pebble Beach instead.
You know what? I think I like virtual golf better than real golf because you could do it in an hour and a half.
And you just sit and get drunk in comfy chairs. You don't have to do anything else. But in between hitting bad shots.
Less sunburn.
And a seafood, we'll get crab, prawns, and scallops.
Oh, that would be so good. I'm gonna be asking the question.
Yeah, you got to come up with it because
if you can, you're gonna have to wait till July 21st.
It's fine. If I can, because Jamie
maybe
right
July
now,
14th, maybe.
July 14th. I mean, the earlier the better. But the nice thing is for me is Jamie's already like, because I was like, can we make a plan for me to try to get to Vancouver the 29th? What do you think? And we're humming and hawing. No plan we've come up with is working because she was going to have a friend come over for the day. That friend's not available. It's kind of falling apart. So it's like, I don't really want you to go. Now I can easily, because I've told her, I was like, well, if it doesn't work, it's fine. We can wait till August. But if I say I can get Zell out here to come out for a hang and he'll bring the van, easy sell to be like, we're not doing it this weekend. Fuck it. It's all good. We'll just wait it out.
That would be fun. I would love to get away. Imagine like a nice 6-hour drive alone.
Yeah, listen to podcasts. Cruising in a town and country.
Town and country?
What year, dude?
What year is it?
2016.
Oh, it's a great year. Both my cars are 2016s.
It's a fucking great year. Oh, you're just floating on cloud 9 the whole drive. Then have some triple O's on a ferry.
Oh, it's a dream.
Right? Then drive the fucking inland
it's
highway.
Every man with kids' dream is to get away for a 6-hour drive.
Yeah. Right? Then you come here. Then we get some seafood.
Would be nice.
Dude, we play wiffle ball. I got tons of yard games.
I could only come from one day. That's the problem.
Yeah. So we'd have to play golf in the morning.
I'll take a night flight. I'll get like a flight at like 6 or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So
anyways, I gotta go. So I'm gonna ponder that. I'm gonna soft pitch it. I'm gonna slow pitch it first.
Dude, it's Monday. I need to know basically by Friday because I might still try to make a plan for Sunday if you're not available.
Okay.
But if you're available, my plan instantly. Whatever my plan is, kibosh. We're going with plan B.
Okay, I'll slow pitch it first thing in the morning. Night pitches are never good. Morning pitches better.
No.
Yeah, and then by the afternoon, I'll pitch it again, and then I'll say, actually, I already bought ferry, so
yeah,
I gotta go.
Braden already booked me the ferry.
It's very important. He needs his van.
Yeah, fuck. I said yes.
I had to go. I was like,
the guy never asked me for anything, only to look over every computer he tries to buy.
we were
going to
go this fall, or we were going to go this spring, but then they had twins. We couldn't go. I couldn't go see him. I haven't been to his new house. I gotta go.
Yeah, it's crushed.
So twofer,
Yeah.
Van and house.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll pitch it. That would be fun.
All right.
That would be sweet.
That'd be good to we'd make it fun. Shrooms in the morning. Tuesday.
I'm in.
I got a whole shitload of edibles too.
I'll just watch you guys struggle the whole time. I don't give a shit.
Oh, I'll tell you. If we make this happen, I'll be like, oh, he's doing a solid. I gotta take it. Like, this is the best one because if we get you to bring us the van, there is no recourse for Jamie to be like, well, I need help. I'll be like, you have to sort out help. he did us a huge solid. I gotta
Yep.
show my gratitude.
Pitch
nice
Rome-
thing is
pitch
the-
Rome into
the-
a cousin or something for the day. It's
The
fine.
golf course is 100 meters away, which is a nice.
Oh, that's actually fucking awesome.
right. We're gonna walk up there, so it's nice.
Cool.
So,
All right.
oh, dude, hold on. We
One
can
more.
also rent scooters. Dude, we're renting scooters. We could go visit the haunted hotel on Quadra.
Oh yeah, you guys need to do that now.
Oh, I did go there, but I didn't really take
Yeah.
a tour.
Yeah. So we go there, have some beers, play some darts on Quadra, on scooters, doing edibles. There's a lot of cool things we could
There's
do.
a lot that could happen.
I'm
for
just
sure.
saying. We'll figure it out. All right.
All right.
All right.
See you guys next week. Peace, everybody.